of Robotrek speedruns, Mr. PJ D. Cesare. If somebody wants to throw his Twitch link up in chat, that would be great. But he's put in a lot of work into this game over the years. He's been running this game for a long time, and just recently he created a new route, a very exciting route that removes all the annoying grinding of the previous routes. So while I could do that route for you guys today, I feel like that's still his baby. It's still so new that, you know, we gotta let him showcase his stuff. So for today we are going to be using the current world record stratted route. So yeah, still should be good. Should be good. Thanks for those links, guys. Much appreciated. So yes, we're gonna kick this off in 3, 2, 1, get ready. So this is a game about a boy who saves his dad with robots. Not much more to it. You just recently moved to this new town here with your dad, but you don't live with your dad. Don't worry about that. We'll cover that later. But your dad's all like, yo, get up, it's noon. What are you doing? You slept too long. He said, well, while you were sleeping, I finished unpacking your room. Well, what a good father. What a guy. But he's all like, you should get up and go visit Nagisa. This is Nagisa. She is a robot, I guess. Your dad created this robot. I'm going to assume that this was the vision of his wife, who somehow tragically passed or something like that. But either way, you live with this robot, but you don't live with your dad. Don't question it. But the robot lady wants us to go visit the mayor. Since we're new in town, we should do our little introductions and be like, yo, I'm not one of those kids. Not one of those blue or green haired kids that's running around causing trouble in the town. I got red hair. I'm a good boy. I got the red hair. Don't worry about that. So the mayor's all like, yo, it's nice to meet you. And over here to my right is Dr. Einst. He's a crazy old man, and you should grow up to be like him someday. Like, no. No, you just said he was a crazy old man. He looked... Oh, hello? Sir? Sir? He looks like a crazy old man. This guy was trying to steal my money. So we just picked up some money off the ground there. Don't worry about that. Somebody dropped it. Their loss, our gain. We're gonna go see Daddy. He tells us about this crazy book that's been in the family for generations. It teaches people how to build robots. Though apparently we're the only family in the world that builds robots, as the rest of the world is still sitting in the dark ages. So we read a robot book, and just like the Matrix, bam, we understand things in a matter of moments, no problem. And in the final page of the book, we find 2,000 coins. How he stuffed 2,000 coins in there? I assume GP are coins, gold pieces. Is that what GP means? Either that or there's some sort of paper money. Gotta get that paper money. So I'm gonna use that paper money to build a robot with this goofy little SNES controller. Yeah, that person who lost that 500 GP is not very happy right now. So we're gonna go whip ourselves up the first robot. What color should this robot be? First color I see. Throw it out there. Quick, 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 quick. Oh my god, hurry up! Don't worry about these weird little gnome sprite guys. Yellow. Perfect. Perfect! I wanted yellow. So we're gonna name our little buddy here Mr. Super. I'm gonna do some stat adjustments. The cool thing about this game is you can set up your robots however you would like. That can work in your benefit, or that can work against you. How do we make yellow? What's yellow? Blue and green make yellow? There we go. Oh yeah, yeah. Nice and bright. Alright, we got a yellow. Wicked. I ain't frontin'. What you talking about? What you talking about? Second robot pink? Well, you're gonna have to be fast on the draw. You have to wait for my my cue. Alright, so now we're just gonna... Oop, hello. Oop, now we're gonna do nothing. We're gonna program a couple things in our robot here. And that stuff will help us later. Just tested it. It seems to be working. We're gonna save. Normally I don't save, but I mean marathons and all that junk. Then we're gonna take this 500 bucks that we found on the ground and we're gonna go spend it. Oh baby. So this guy runs the shop here. He's he knows our dad. He knows our dad's an inventor. And he's like, yeah, I got a bunch of junk in the back if you want it. I'm like, yeah, I want it. But first, we gotta buy some smokes. Gotta buy a whole bunch of smokes, even though we're a little kid. Remember, smoking is bad. It's bad for your body. So we're gonna buy a very specific number of smokes here so I can set my inventory up for quick access for later. We're gonna grab 9, we'll grab one of these cleans, and bounce on out of here. Go scoop up all that stuff he was talking about. I want to grab this cure. I have a few different options for picking up a cure, but I want to grab one extra one just for marathon purposes. Bring it on, prom. Bring it on. Come at me, bro. I'm right here. So we're going to head on over to Dad's house because your father lives completely out of town. Like, I don't know what's going on with this whole situation where he lives real far away and you and your mom or your robot mom live in the town, but I can only assume that the sight of, you know, he created this robot to look like his late wife, and probably just seeing his robot is just too much for him emotionally, so he had to move out of town, but, you know, for our sake, he couldn't dismantle the robot because, you know, mom and all that. By the way, he talks to us about robots. And he talks to us about the hackers, which was that dude that just left. They're a nasty criminal organization causing trouble in the land. There was a bunch of hackers who was up to no good. They started making trouble in the neighborhood. Now we're going to see our first use of those things that I programmed in. Another cool thing about this game is you can create these run commands to do funky effects. And the first one we made jumps us across the screen and strikes every enemy once. And this is only possible with the particular equipment that we have, our particular backpack piece. But that guy's all like ashamed now because he got beat by a kid. He's never going back to the hacker base. They'll find out for sure. He'll never live it down. We get back to town and find out that a bunch of the kids disappeared. They went to go play by the river and nobody's seen from them in a while. No more loader. It's retired, bro. It's retired. Tutelar Fiber is your man for loader now. So we're gonna find out what's going on there. We're gonna chase these townspeople in that cop. See what's going on. And we need a few fights here. We're gonna do a counting game. Right now we at 1.7. To count down. Oh, are you kidding me? We're gonna count down to 1.5. To count down to 0, where we're gonna gain our first level, but we want to gain that level at a specific point. But that's not good. What we're looking for is encounters with 2 or 3 enemies. That single means we're gonna have to do an extra encounter. Bird? Ooh, bird wanted a tango. Ideally, what I'm looking for is 2 triples and a double. That's perfect grind RNG for the next level. But that's right, we have 1.1. Maybe we'll get a triple here. Of course we will. Alright, so that'll put us at 0.5. This is not a very good place to be. We need one more fight, but if that fight is a triple, we're going to need to reset that fight and find a different fight. I'm also doing some manipulation on these enemies to move them in, like especially those slimes. Enemy manipulation is a big thing in this. A lot of enemies will just track to you, but other ones will move in ways that you can sort of work them to your benefit. Dude, you can at me. If you need something to say to me, it's best that you at me. at me hard. I am watching chat, so it's cool. So now we get to the cave. Dr. Iron's got this brilliant plan to drop some dynamite, but oh, unfortunately only one of his sticks goes off. He thinks it's a success. But all the rocks unfortunately fall from the ceiling and ignite all the rest of the dynamite that was there, because rocks don't explode like that, right? So there must have been extra dynamite. He was all like, inventions are failures. Yeah, well they are when you make it. Fortunately, we make inventions like a boss. So he's all mad. He's out of here. He's done working for the people of the city. He's gonna go find new employment. And these guys are gonna go find a new plan. So we're gonna go fight this robot, and hopefully there's only 2 enemies here. Give me 2, give me 2, give me 2, 2, 2. Come on. 1, sure, that's fine, I guess. So we've got one more fight to do, and we need to hope that it's a 2 or a 3. If it's another 1, then annoying things happen, and marathon stuff, of course. Wouldn't be a Jin marathon run without absolutely atrocious RNG. But first we need this here item. This is why we don't want to gain a level just yet. We need this rusty drill. Yo, it's my pleasure, prom. We use 2 robots in this game. We'll make a glass cannon and we will make a tanky robot. But the 3rd robot, unfortunately, will never be seen. Don't give me a 1! Oh, baby, there we go. That's not so bad. So now we level 2. We're going to make a couple items here. So every time you gain a level, you get access to the robot machine, this portable version of it. And you can combine things, or just straight out create things. And in this case, we're going to combine this here scrap and this here clean to make a shield. And we're going to do this clean and that drill, or rather the rusty drill, to make a drill. That's not rusty. His name was Einst. Mr. Einst. Now we're not going to forget to level up here. Right? No problem, just a little more strength for the upcoming fights. We can take care of most of it, but there are a couple enemies that we will not be able to take care of. We're gonna rescue all those blue-haired bad children. And they all leave, but Carl, he's just sitting there contemplating life, so we're like, whatever, don't want to disturb him, right? Man's in the zone. So we out. This is game 5 I've done for this marathon. Oh, where are you going? Not time to go home yet. So you can avoid that dialogue by going directly to the mayor's house, but I've been running on fumes all weekend. Should be good. Should be good. New road is done by PJ Césaire. Somebody could toss his link up in chat again, that would be great. He is the granddaddy of Robotrek speedruns. He did the very first runs for SDA ages ago. He then tweaked the Japanese runners. They came up with a new route. He tweaked that route to his purposes. Then I tweaked that route to my purposes. And that's the route I'm using today. Current world record is, what is it? 335 or 336 by me. But as soon as PJ starts doing runs on the new route, like serious runs, that is going to get demolished. Because I can expect that sub 30 averages are going to come out of his new route, which would be fantastic. So we're going to talk to our dad. He's leaving. He can't stand to be around us no more. Claims he's going on a trip, but I know they're real skinny. Kitty, please. So it turns out that Carl kid never came home last night. Since we remember seeing him in a cave, we should probably go find out what happened. Poor kid probably broke his leg, twisted his ankle or something like that. We just ran right past them. And this cop is going to pretend that he didn't see us open the door, and he's just going to stand there and not help. But that's okay. So who needs the police when we the real hero? Oh, that spider. Wow. Frame perfect walk past that spider. Unbelievable. That was so lucky. These spiders cannot be killed. Shit. Oh, pardon my French. These spiders cannot be killed by us. We are too weak. But you sort of want the waters to part so you can just slip on by. But we're just a little too aggressive with that last one. Spider! Somewhere the sound of a bomb resounded. Let's go. For some reason the word sound and resound in the same sentence just seems weird. You need to, sir? Just don't want to move. That way he doesn't get no initiative on us. The game works in interesting ways where if you're facing the enemy, you will not, well, you will always go first. If the enemy is facing you at the side or the back, chances are they're going to go first. Well, they're definitely going first if they get you from behind, but if they get you from the side, more than likely they're going first. But if you walk past an enemy, you're, you know, like as if you're driving up the road and someone's driving past you, sometimes you'll get the initiative, sometimes they won't. But if you're standing still and they walk past you, like 90% of the time, you'll keep initiative. And losing initiative is very, very bad. Especially pretty soon, we're not going to really have any HP to work with. We don't really have any HP to work with right now, for that matter. We just want to see as many doubles and triples as possible. Doing good, Popo. Life is good. So I'm going to put on that fancy horn that we got from Daddy earlier. Oh, that guy dropped capsules, probably $1,000 too. There's a few things these guys can drop that will really help. If the one guy drops a $1,000 capsule, that'll save us 20 seconds. If one of those guys drops a punch, that'll save us like probably close to 15 seconds. And if one of these guys drops a sword, that will save us about 8 seconds for every sword dropped. It's really just all first dungeon RNG. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, oh well. Not something you're going to be resetting over. Although with this particular route and these particular strats, it's almost at the point where we do need those time saves. But not really, because it's an RPG and there's always time to save in RPGs. Always. But what we're looking for is level 3. Should get it on the guard by the door, but every fight we get before that is just bonus. So say we were to gain that level on this guy or the next guy we're about to fight, it would be just a bonus, and in a hardcore attempt I would be able to skip a dude later, but we're still not going to skip it even if we get level 3 early. Boom! Nice! Nice. Thanks, Hulk. This is super early. Okay, so we're going to just adjust this a little bit. Where's my notes here? It's been a while. This is like the only game I have notes for because these numbers are so all over the place at the start of this game. And we're going to make ourselves a second level gun. But yeah, my stats are going to be bebopping all over the place, and it's just can't be bothered to memorize all that junk, please. Oh, see, this could be iffy. He may get initiative. Yeah, we're fine. So because this is a marathon strat, or marathon route rather, we're going to be gaining level 4 before the next boss. Typically I would just roll with level 3, but level 4 will guarantee he dies without any jimmy jackery. And this guy will probably drop a repair. Yeah. Nice. Repairs are nice. They're expensive. And we need a lot of them. We need so many, in fact, that I got such terrible RNG when I did this road at the last marathon that I ran it for, that we ran out of pairs on the final boss twice, which is just absolutely unheard of. But that's not going to happen today. No, 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 not today. Not today. I'll make sure of that. Normally I want to roll with roughly like 12 repairs from the time that I buy all my repairs to the end of the game. But this time we're going to go with 20. I will not be upstaged by some RNG. Now I ain't found no Tetron yet. I want to say no there. It saves just a couple characters. Say the frames. The battle music, like carnival music. Oh yeah, the game is so over the top in every way. From the music, to the dialogue, to the characters. The game is also very self-aware of its own goofiness. Now I'm gonna go do a greed check. Greedy! Nice. 140 bucks, whatever. They can also drop a bunch of other things like cures, little random amounts of money, but we don't care about any of that other junk. We just want them repairs, the sword, the shot, 1,000 G's. 1,000 G's. This game is absolutely fantastic. The other thing about this game is if you have mashing skills, which I just do not, you can save all sorts of frames when doing your stat ups and menuing and stuff like that, but I'm just way too slow for that. So I just hold the button like a pleb. So free world record right there for anyone who can mash. Don't move. Look at that. Look at this guy. He just comes right for us. Real nice. Real nice. You die now. We've got a lot of health. It's crazy. We gotta get rid of this health. Oh, spider. Spider. So the spider can't walk on water, unfortunately. No Jesus spiders here. Ew, this is super annoying. Actually, I don't have that. That's, so because that capsule is directly in front of that enemy, I can't use my ability to finish those guys off because the capsule will take the damage rather than the enemy. And then he'll attack me and I'll probably die. So instead, we're gonna go grind this guy until we get level 4. This guy's got the chance of dropping that punch that we want anyway. And if by some crazy fluke we get level 4 on this fight here, then we're good to go. But it's very unlikely. You'd have to get very, very good encounters, like lots of doubles and triples, but as you can see, we're getting a lot of singles. Excuse me, friend. Do you boys have a minute to talk about your deaths? No? Okay. You give me a punch? You give me a punch? No? Okay, that's fine. Nice triple, this should do it. Oh, okay. It's Robomon. Robomon, Robot Monsters. Wait, is that the right show? If you see in the time limit in the top right corner, that starts at the beginning of every combat. I'm just gonna give ourselves 10 more attack. And what that does is, if you finish the combat before that time limit runs out, we're gonna do a safety save here, I guess, marathon purposes. Then you get some bonus experience. Experience is referred to as megs. It's all, you know, computer lingo and whatnot. Alright, so we're gonna stand in a very specific spot. So you can run away from boss fights in this game. We're gonna equip the bloody gun that we made. Hey, look at that. I'm gonna do this boss fight again. You can run away from the final boss if you want. And if you accidentally do that, which I've done before, it's very annoying. Basically, this boss is going to move forward to try and punch us after his 5th action. So he's at 2 actions right now, this will be 3. Another thing to note is this bar, or ATB bar that fills up, can be sped up a little bit by mashing. And we want that. We want 1 for 1. He got that second attack off his first turn, and that was just because I wasn't mashing fast enough. But now, because we gained that extra level and we have all that extra damage, we should be able to kill this guy before we even need to heal. In fact, he should probably die in the next hits. Boom. Normally, though, it takes an extra 2 hits to finish him off. You can kill him just before he moves forward, but if you're not fast enough on a mashing, like I lost that 1 turn, he would have moved forward and he would have hit me, and it would have been super annoying. So now we want to get some of this stuff back down. We'll bring that to 4. It's going to go up to 31. Actually, yes. There we go. And a little heal up. You can also use a quick heal up for $1 a hit point. But boom! He turns into a little goo crab. If you notice, this sprite was just a giant crab sitting on top of one of those hacker guys' bodies. Classic. Yeah, you can. Yeah, like you can run from the final boss, but then once you come back out of it, it just throws you right back into the fight. Can't actually change your equipment on the final boss like it just did now. We totally beat that kid into the door, and there he is. And Carl here is going to claim that there's only 2 items left, but what we know for reals is he used his crazy magic powers to get into the room first and stole all the good stuff. What a guy. So we're just going to head back home. We did our hero thing for the day. I'll take this quick little river. We also need very specific experience values, so even though in typical attempts I wouldn't have gained level 4, we still needed to kill all those hackers on the way by, because by the end of that crab fight we need to be level 6 for a very specific reason. And Carl gave us some weird mysterious stone he found. More on that later. And that's why we want to be level 6, so we can learn how to make a hammer. Then we're going to learn how to make a sword. We're going to grab some cash. And we're going to go make some stuff. What we're going to make is 6 swords, 1 hammer. So does 1. The creation system in this game is very, very cool. You find these books at specific levels that allow you to create new things, and then you'll be able to combine those things to make even cooler things. But the game is also super broken in a way that you can get access to the most powerful DPS weapon in the game before the second boss. We won't be doing that though. We'll be getting that for the next boss thereafter, the 3rd boss. But it's still really cool. And the city is named Rococo. Rococo. Cuckoo. Alright, so now we're going to take them swords, and I can combine one sword with another sword to make an even stronger version of that sword. So not only do weapons in this game, well, weapons and armor, all your gear basically has tiers, and then it also has a separate level outside of that tier. So we have a tier 1 sword, which is now going to be level 4, and so on and so forth. And then we're going to make some even crazier stuff happen. Yeah, see, Yasunas knows what's up. The ability crafting is you... There's a button for L, a button for R, and a button for X. And now those correspond to L and R are your left and right hand. X is your backpack piece. So certain things you can only do having bombs on your backpack, whereas later there are other types of backpacks that will increase your movement and things like that. And depending on what's in your hand, same sort of deal. So like for example, if you programmed just RRR or LLL, it'll do just 3 shots. But what that also does is... What that also does is, the kitty's gone. Apparently the kitty left. But that drains your ATB meter. So when I do just a single swing, it uses about a quarter, maybe a little less than a quarter of my ATB meter, and I gotta wait for that to fill. But when you're using these programmed features, it's gonna use like 3/4 of that ATB bar and so on and so forth. You can't do LRX, unfortunately, because the way it works is the L and R buttons use up about a quarter of your ATB when you're setting the command, and the X uses up about 3/4. So you can only fit like LX or RX or XR or XL, as they have different combinations like that. Now I found a letter in a drawer saying that our dad was leaving, though we already sort of knew that. So now we're going to go into the family crypt. Apparently there was a little secret button, and this crypt is massive. Don't move, fire. These guys will most certainly one-hit me if they get initiative, so we have to be very careful with them. Yeah, duct tape holds the universe together, straight up. Also, another thing you're going to notice me do is intentionally move to the sides of NPCs before interacting with them. That's because NPC movement is much slower than my movement, and they will literally walk all the way around you and then come out the other side instead of just walking over one tile and then going all the way down. And we don't like that. Say to frames. I'll just grab a few important things here. That other axe we're going to need for later for making the super axe. Cash, I mean, cash is just good, right? And that shield too is not really important. However, I need it just to fill some hand space to get some items off the next robot, which I will need for other junk. So unfortunately I have to pick it up. I tried to route it out, but I just have to pick it up. So now we just, that was our ancestor, I guess, from however many generations ago, and his ghost just spoke to us, told us about some of the story, but shh, nobody cares. Who talks to ghosts, really? He just said some stuff, we just shook in our booties, and then when he disappeared, so did we. Don't do it, spider. Oh, he tried. Come on, bird. Let's go, bird. Oh, he got me! That's okay. This is why we have 9 HP. So we ain't gonna get killed by no bird. These birds move fast. Alternatively, you can equip the smoke, which if you saw earlier, I was using smoke. Get out of my throat. I was using smokes to flee from combat, but you can also use them on the overworld to freeze enemies briefly. And some people use the strat to freeze those guys when you enter that room, but if you just hold down, you can usually get away from that bird, but he saw me. He saw me. I do like my RPGs, but I run quite a bit of stuff. A fair amount of platformers. But for the most part, a lot of JRPGs, a lot of action RPGs. But I also run, like, for example, all 5 of the 2D Metroid games, although I guess there's sort of 6 now, 2.5. I don't even know what you would call the remake of Metroid 2, but I don't run that one. I run all the classic ones. So this creepy ghost Igor, I mean, he must be a ghost. He's teleporting around. He's all like, ah, come into my house and sleep in my bed. Don't worry about the doll that's disappearing and reappearing on the shelf. Just get into bed. And we have some sort of tripped out dream. And if you notice, this is my ancestor that greeted us inside the grave. And then boom, somehow he turns around and sees me. I like had a vision of the past and I was in the vision and they saw me. It's just very spooky. I don't even know what's going on there. By the way, we're gonna go find out what's going on with this crazy teleporting butler. Ooh. He's a little oblivious though. If that question, Mythicos, is for me, what got me into running was Super Metroid speedrun I saw by Zosti. I was watching a video on YouTube that had all of the cinematics from Other M, Metroid Other M, and one of the suggested links off of that video was the speedrun of Super Metroid, and I watched that and was instantly hooked. So then I took one of my favorite childhood games from NES that didn't have a speedrun. I routed it, I loved it, and the rest is history. I was always sort of into playing games fast anyway. And me and my buddy, we used to sit in his basement doing federally accepted things while playing Mega Man X and listening to Darude Sandstorm on repeat. Welcome to my teen years. So, back to the story. We picked up this book off the shelf, and as soon as we did, some creepy vampire dudes started talking to us through the book, explaining that this was Castle Dracula, and this was the clock tower, and Rask, who is also known as Trevor, made this clock tower. Or maybe his name was Grant, nobody really knows. If all goes well, if RNG permits, and I'm not dumb, we should be looking at probably 3:45 for this run. I extra padded this estimate after what happened at Questing for Glory, since I dropped 10 minutes off of that one because I was getting really good consistent times of like sub 340s. And then all of a sudden, that debacle happened, and I got scared. Just right shook. And we really got to be careful with these fights. So I saved before we came into this building, but though you can save most places, you cannot save everywhere. But if I'm not paying attention and one of these capsules is in front of one of these dudes, they will kill me. These guys are going to hit me for like at least 15 damage. We'll grab a few things here. I'll grab a couple of these cures. Don't really need them, but we'll grab them for marathon purposes. So the doll's all like, oh, you destroyed all my fiery friends. I'm like, yeah, and you next. So I didn't really explain who this girl was earlier. This is Mint. She's a reporter. She's super snoopy, super annoying. Nobody really likes her. Literally, the people in the game like get annoyed when she comes by, which is something I really like about the game because I don't like her either. April O'Neil wannabe. Can't even get the suit right. So that old man there, he was my dad's friend. He was the one that was traveling with my dad. He lost his dog, so we're gonna go find Mr. Ruffles. And Mr. Ruffles likes the shiny things. So I'm gonna put on some shiny things. Welcome, I'm the master. Count Prinky is my name. Anyway, you saw me in a book, and there's some white pest in the next room. White pest? How dare you say that about Mr. Ruffles? Come here, Mr. Ruffles. Let's go. Oops. Do your thing, Hulk. Come on, Ruffles. I've got to be very careful sneaking past this guy. Sometimes he'll move left and then he'll immediately move back right and just head fake you and you'll get into a fight and he'll kill you. But that's okay. We got Ruffles home. This guy is super grateful. But watch, as soon as Mint leaves, it's the first thing that this old man's going to say as soon as he leaves. Just watch. Just listen. Just wait. Is she gone? Good. Is she gone? Good. Nobody likes Mint. This old man hurt his hip. Real super cliche. If there was something you wanted to say or ask in chat and I missed it, just feel free to re-ask it at me or whatever. If I miss it again, just keep re-asking. It's okay. I will get it eventually. Alright, we're gonna kill this flame because he can be super annoying. And we're gonna kill this one. Normally I wouldn't kill this guy. Oh oh my god. Never mind, we're gonna die. We're dead. Rip. 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 No! Sorry, my bad. Well, there you go, Hulk. Get your lunch. Okay, so that guy killed me. That guy killed me in the last run I did, and I got real annoyed about it, so I just wanted to get revenge on him. And then I did something stupid. Oh boy, I guess I need these items again. Don't worry about that. This is fine. And that's why I save before entering this house. Unfortunately, that's the first place I can save. If you try to use the saving item in this room or the next room, or in the basement, it will not let you. Oh my god, that melting puppy is gross. But yeah, so normally, you just go open the wall there when you have the light item equipped. But in the last marathon run I did, I was opening the wall item and that guy just came straight down. Like, he came down like 3 tiles right after me and got into a back attack and killed me. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to let that happen this time, but we let it happen this time. SOB. That's okay, we just get more scenes with Mr. Ruffles. Kia. Yes, this is why we can't have good PBs, Jen. I'm gonna take this time to open my door here. Ooh. I moved into this new house recently, and it's super cold everywhere in this house. Except this room that I set up for my stream room is boiling hot. It's like an oven in here. The furnace just blows this hot air right through. It's just right beside the furnace room, and oh man, I'm just sweating. Got some of that ujade? Well, hello there. Earlier, if you were around for the Soul Blazer randomizer, you may recognize this doll. This game was made by the same people who make Soul Blazer, Illusion of Gaia, Actraiser 1 and 2, Terranigma. And they like to reuse a lot of assets. And one of the assets they reuse is that doll sprite from Soul Blazer in this game. Also, there's some NPCs in this game that look very, very similar, almost identically similar to some of the guys in Illusion of Gaia. No key. I went to go get... Now we gotta wait. There's that capsule there. I gotta unfortunately wait until the timer runs out. All these capsules give... sometimes they give bonus experience, sometimes they give items, but once the timer runs out, they will explode. But yes, no key paladin. I went to go kill that guy for revenge from last time, and I did not get into the fight in a good way. It wasn't a good way at all. Yeah, this is Quintet. In fact, the planet we're on is called Quintinix. Nice play on both Quintet and Enix. Look at that, we gained a level this time. We didn't gain a level last time. That just goes to show the difference in experience gains depending on how many enemies are in the encounters. In fact, we even killed an extra encounter and still didn't gain a level. So we must have got a lot better encounters this time. Must have been a lot of singles last time. Sword 4 is actually really good. We will be using it for quite a bit in the run. Dude, don't be a jerk. Don't be a jerk! Psycho ghost. Right, let's go collect Ruffles again. I think they had some work in Grandstream Saga. I think that was one of the more recent things they did while they still had the name Quintet. Alright, we're gonna put our shiny stone on for Mr. Ruffles. Bow wow wow, yippee yo yippee yay. It's Protomon. You got that right. Okay, this ghost really scares me. I could just be killing him, really, but nah. We're good. Oh, look at that cute puppy. Looks just like Mr. Ruffles. Love that emote. Yeah, I guess I never even thought you guys sitting there making Pokemon references, and it's because of the capsules, not the robots. Chloe. Okay, back on track. What's a few minutes between friends, right? Kill this guy. Just so he doesn't get in our way when we come down here for the chest. Or the capsule. Or the Pokeball. We'll leave him alone. Apparently he had his way with us, and we're just like, nope. No, I'm done. I'm gonna go into this next room and scare the bejesus out of these guys. They're all spooked as it is. We saw dolls walking and voices. I saw a man wearing a black cloak suddenly disappear. Yeah, I saw a crazy old butler disappear too. Boom. Alright, so they give you a clue as to what to do in this next room. They were like, somebody was even flipping the breakers. Yeah, some of those capsules will blow up in your face when you hit them, do damage, like the ones that are in combat. So we're going to take that guy's hint, and we're going to throw the breaker a few times. This guy gets all spooked and bounces. We can go rescue Mint, even though we don't really want to, but when the game wants us to, so whatever. She's gonna go look for that old man again, but she knows exactly where he was. No, I submitted this to the last RPGLB, but I ran this for Quest for Glory Marathon. I guess that was on the RPG Limit Break channel, if that's what you're referring to. But for the actual RPG Limit Break Marathon, this game was run by PJ a couple years ago. When the new JP route came about. Alright, so now he's going to give us access to the computer room in this place. Because even though this is an old rickety mansion, it's got a super high-tech computer room. Hold down to win. Go, 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 go! Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you want some of this? Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it! Move! Okay, so there's only one more scary moment left and then we're good. Just gonna make sure that guy doesn't go up. So basically looking on a little bit of RNG movement with some of these enemies. When you first enter the certain rooms, they're gonna have like a 20% chance to move somewhere, and if they roll that negative 20, well, this guy brought his friends. I didn't recognize you. Yeah, that's right, you didn't. Excuse me, sir. Pretty sure that's the same hacker that we fought outside of our dad's place. That's why he's all like, I didn't recognize you after we beat him. As if he knew us before. Okay, if this guy goes up, super annoying. Don't do it. Good boy. Okay, only one more scary moment left. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Nope, see that? See that? Trying to head fake me? Okay, we're good. We're good. Shoot. Oh well. Nice. There was a chance he could have got initiative. Shouldn't be able to kill us though, but... Excuse me, sir. Have you seen my dog? Okay, so... First person to give the color for Robot 2. Right now. Drop your colors. Quick, quick, quick. First color I see. Don't say yellow. We'll whip ourselves this relay, which is going to allow us to talk to animals. And we're going to make Robot 2. What? Oh, apparently I don't have enough money for some reason. Well, that's curious. Oh, we got green. Sorry, we got green. We did orange and purple last time. A lot of purple lovers, though. A lot of that pink and purple. I guess we go in lemon lime today. Purple, which is red plus blue. You think that's funny, do you? Alright, this guy's just gonna get pure guard. And we're gonna make him green. Yes, more. More green. No, no, I want him greener. Wait, that's... Wait, what? Okay, how do you make... Yes, this goes this way. Yes, yes, good, good. Yes, make it greener. Alright, so now we got Robot 2. We don't have to worry about dying anymore. Thankfully. Because my fellow Speed fans, I am an idiot. The dog's all like, what? You can understand me? I'm like, Ruffles, your voice is so cute, Mr. Ruffles. So I guess Mr. Ruffles hid the key behind the well because he's a sneaky dog. I was just going to leave him here. I love Mr. Ruffles, but he can't come with us. Yeah, yeah, I did. I did not know. I was struggling trying to find how to make purple last time. Once upon a time, when I was just a wee lad, the primary colors were different. But now nobody cares about that old system. I understand dog barks very well. So now we get to go to the clock tower. Apparently there's some dude named Grant hiding in here. Mr. Dynasty. We need to go find him. This clock tower has some very, very precise movement. Like, I'm going up here 2 tiles intentionally so as to trigger only one of those Frankies. Mr. Mummy? Ideally, I wanted to gain that level 7 in here, but it happened pretty early because of the encounters that we got. Excuse me, Ghost? I could take that, but I just don't want to risk it. Ghost? This is the most annoying enemy in the game, I swear to God. Out of all the dungeons in this game, this guy just never moves. This guy usually moves immediately. Yeah, because he's a good boy. Back on my day. Yeah, black and white, what's up? Alright, we'll put on our relay, talk to this here mouse. Find out that this mouse's child is somehow in her bag. And she was saving it as a snack for later. Just the kind of thing I would expect from Mint. Oh, we'll flick some more switches. Pull those levers! You just gotta be quick, and you can get past most of these enemies before they move. But you gotta be quick, and that guy moved up, which is very uncool. And these guys are called monks for whatever reason. But when you get more than one in a single combat, they get letters beside them. Monk A, Monk B, Monk C, Monk A, Monka. What? What? This game is full of memes. It was ahead of its time. So ideally I wanted to gain level 7 off these enemies if possible, but it just rarely happens. Now this guy's going to be in an annoying spot. Oh yeah, good boy. Frankie? Frankie, no. Frankie, please. Why are you doing this to me, man? I didn't do nothing to you. I didn't do nothing to you. Go away, Frankie. Thank you. Where did they at? I was going to preemptively flip that switch. That was, yes, that was the same mouse that runs the mouse in Breath of Fire. After we saved the world, it was free to pursue its dreams of traveling and seeing sights abroad, and it found its way over to this land. But fortunately for us, that little mouse came with us and scared the doll away. It's like some sort of nursery rhyme. You know, maybe, just maybe. Shouldn't need to, but just maybe. Just a quick save. Just a quick little savey poo. Oh man. I swear I've played this game before. We didn't smash Reki for nothing. This guy's like, I found it was in the doll, but then he's scared of a doll. We ain't scared of no ghosts. We want to try and manipulate this boss. Well, if you can call it a manipulation, it's not really a manipulation. We just want to hope to get lucky and the boss comes forward and doesn't teleport backwards. Good boss. And now we want the boss to create clones. That works for me too. Please don't attack me. And we're dead. So this boss got a couple different attacks. She can do the lightning, which is going to kill us no matter how we get hit by it. She can do that, which is what we were looking for. Nice crits. Boom. So one death on this boss is not uncommon. Alright, now we gotta go Jimmy Jack with the stats again. Because we need a lot of speed. The way this works is, this one first robot, no HP, pure attack, all speed for dodging. Then of course the other robot, all HP, all defense. Because butterflies are beautiful. This guy's all like, I'm free! He decides he's going to change his ways and go on a straight and narrow. He's looking for the simple life. He's going to go back home, write himself a novel. Oh, it's Mint. So now Mint just snooped in on everything, heard about the Tetron and all that stuff. Then she's going to go write an article about it. The bad guys are going to read that article and realize that, hey, this kid's got the Tetron, and then they're going to come after me, all because of Mint. And all of a sudden Flavon is just here with Mr. Ruffles. This is definitely an MMO. This is the very first MMO ever. Bum, bum, bum. So then Flavon is just telling this story about how he was walking through the forest with your dad and they got approached by a single hacker, and your dad, who is some great inventor and whatnot, is just, he doesn't have a robot of his own or whatever, he's pacifist or something, so he ends up getting kidnapped by this one hacker. It's embarrassing, really. Oh yeah, I don't blame that guy for quitting hackers either. Terrible organization, they don't even pay well. So he's all like, buddy, where'd you go? Mr. Ruffles is the key to the story. So this guy's like, hey, I heard a story about the Tetron. Apparently there's one on the South Isle. I'm like, well, how the heck are we going to get to the South Isle? Never even left this town. Oh, a letter came for me. What? I get a tropical invitation to the Southern Isle? How perfect. What a coincidence. So we're just going to slip in here, learn how to make punches. That's kind of why we were hoping to find that punch. It would save us having to go up there, get the book, and save us the time of making it in the machine. Which all in all equates to pretty close to 15 seconds or so. And if you're getting Super Mario World feels from the world map, so am I. This guy's like, get in boat. I will stay here. Don't worry, there's not enough room in boat for me, but I will swim. I'm like, are you sure, dude? There was like 3 seats right here. And he's like, no, I will swim. And swim he did. He swam so fast he beat the ferry here. That's impressive. I want to go find out his story, man. Where did he train? Yo, buddy, come back here. Who'd you train with? So a couple key story triggers here. We gotta talk to Mint. Even though we don't want to. But, you know, the game's like, haha, you don't like her, but we're gonna make you talk to her. Then we gotta slip in here. Watch this scene here with the deity and the shaman. Or rather, the chief and the shaman talking about the deity. He kicks me out. That's fine. Didn't want to be in there anyway. But I am tired, so it was a long boat ride. We need to get some rest. Good night. And what does an inventor's son dream about? Well, of course he dreams about robots. Yeah, push boat from behind. Don't ask why the islanders have such weird accents. That's the mayor from our town, by the way. Came here for his own vacation. Good day. I'll show you the volcano. But wait, you still never told me where you train. I love this track. Just gets me going. I love the music in this game, but not everyone will agree. You're not sightseeing, you're a liar. What? Well, I wouldn't have lied to you if you'd have just told me where you trained. Spider? It's not time for that game. Power Mole got power mangled. Now we get to my least favorite part of the game. There's so much back and forth here. I want to do some frame perfect movement. Try and slip past this guy. Easy peasy. Straight up past this guy. No sweats. Now we're going to head to the bathroom. Because everything important happens in the bathroom. At least here it does. Yeah, I agree. It does have some high-pitched notes. So this guy's all like, "Oh my god, we just got caught talking smack." He's like, "Did you hear?" I'm like, "No, I didn't hear nothing." He's like, "Sweet, I'll give you a stamp." I'm like, "Why are you carrying a stamp around with you?" Whatever, I ain't questioning it. Click, click. I touched that. Ah! Hit the button, run! He's coming. Alright, the chances of escaping this next encounter are pretty nil, so we're just going to stand still and let it happen. You could drop a smoke in there, but nah. It's hardly worth it, and sometimes he'll move forward before the smoke triggers anyway, and you'll have to fight him regardless. We'll get that on the way out. Thank you very much. Alright, so we're gonna go eavesdrop on this door. I guess they've been kidnapping the townsfolk and making them work here for quite a while. But they seem to be looking for something. Could it be the Tetron? Could it be? Thinking face? What? And then some dialogue comes up as if it was you who got caught, but then they push this guy out of the room and the poor guy got stuck with 100 years of toilet cleaning. So I tell my kids when they're bad, 100 years of toilet cleaning for you. Yes, now we want to get caught. So we can do it all over again. Some more frame perfect movement. That didn't happen. And back to the bathroom. The hub of all activity. Oh, I guess it helps if we talk to Kotetsu first. Spoiler! Y'all remember that guy who was all chained up in the first dungeon? He's back. And I can't tell if this guy is a good guy or a bad guy. He seems like a good guy, he's helping us out, but then he does some other stuff that's just questionable for his morality. Now we gotta make our way out. I'm gonna quickly check our experience here. 12.7, we need to drop our experience a little bit. We're gonna use these froggy dudes here, but not these particular groups of them. We're gonna use the ones that could potentially just get in our way and kill them just so they don't get in our way. Spider, you gonna do the thing? No? Good boy. Alright, we're gonna kill this one. Give me a triple. I got a triple, but I wanted triple frogs. I didn't want these birds. I'm sorry, they're toads. So then we're gonna go fight this guy. I'd like to fight this guy anyway, just because it's half the time you gotta wait forever to for him to move out of the way, so I'll just kill him. But okay, that should fix our experience, no problem. Because again, we want to gain the next level at a very, very specific place. In this next room, or rather this room and the next room, this one, have invisible enemies that are like super OP. And then manga you up pretty bad. So now we're back in town. We gotta go complain. I mean, we came here for a tropical vacation and we got like stuck, trapped, forced to work. I guess the deity has been demanding sacrifices to these people. But who could this mysterious deity be? They come up with this brilliant plan to throw us in a box and send us back into the mouth of death. Like, wait here, somebody will come and get free, or somebody will come and get you, rather. 2 hours later, somebody finally shows up. Just stuck in a box with mint for 2 hours. What a nightmare. So this is the only instance of the game where you can open a text box when another text box opens. And I've always wanted to see what happens if you open, like if that text box appears at the exact moment that Dr. Einst's text box is supposed to appear, if any Jimmy Jackery will happen to the game. So please, get on your frame testing for me. Giddy up. So Dr. Einst is all like, surprised to see Mint. Just scared the crap out of me, man. Surprised to see Mint. Dude, you don't see me, you don't see me, you didn't see nothing. You're out of here. He's out of here. Sir? Can you get away from the door, please? Sir? Jeez, that guy. Who do you think he was, anyway? All I want to do is get caught. But not caught by him. So guess where we're going? Back to the bathroom. This time Mint's hanging out in the bathroom. She's all like, good timing, I need you to go in here and do some investigation. I can't go in there because I'm a woman and this is the men's room, but she's standing in the urinals. The like least private place in the bathroom, and she's all like fine with standing there, but she don't want to go in where the stalls are. No, no, no. She's a lady. There are some invisible barriers there. We'll be able to see them later, but they'll go off and they'll start pouring like enemies into the room. So what I'm doing is I'm just buffering to get past them. There's like a very specific buffering road that I have in my mind, like 4, 3, 3, 1, 1, whatever. So on and so forth. So we tell her that there was nothing down there, and she's like, well, that's very strange. Robot, please. Good robot. That one robot on the right can be super annoying. I'm gonna pop in here. I'm gonna talk to this guy. Surprise! It's GinTatsu. The guy's like everywhere. Get out of here. He's got these cool chameleon glasses, but he won't give them up. What a jerk. Like, we're trying to save the world here, and he's like, I'm selfish. These are my glasses. So I'm like, fine. I'll go talk to the chef here and get a sandwich. He's like, oh, I've got some sandwiches. Will you take them to R&D? I'm like, sure. Little does he know there ain't gonna be no sandwiches left by the time the tray gets there. Robot, please? No. Robot, good robot, don't move. Where's that guy? No. Hello, sir? Sir? Thank you. All the jukes. So we're gonna do another 3 buffer here. And then we gotta be quick. Super quick, super quick. Or not that quick because the lion was being a dick. Oh, okay, apparently the lion has run resistance. I should have just ran. It's been a while since I tried to kill one of these lions. Come on, baby! Yeah. Luckily, can I just, yeah, take that line. Should still be able to get the buffer. 1, go. Nope. Lion messed it all up. That's okay. So now earlier in the first dungeon I was talking about getting that $1,000 capsule, which would be really useful. And it basically prevents us from having to come to this room if we had it. Now I'm going to pick up this. Scrap 4s can be mixed with punch to make better versions of punch. And we need the best version of punch. Who is it, catering? Yeah, it's catering. Oh, they're too busy to notice. Oops, I put this on the wrong side of the table. They're too busy to notice that that tray was empty. So now there's our next huge thing of equipping. So he gets this gun, he gets that shield. You get this gun. And that's good. Oh, wait, no, it's not good. Back up. One more thing. We want to line this up. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we need to make these glasses for one. And then we need to make 6 more of these swords. 1 more hammer and 1 more punch. I feel like I'm short $200 for some reason. Seems very strange. Well, not going to question it, just going to roll with it. Worst case scenario, we get Axe 3 level 8 instead of Axe 3 level 9, no big deal. Yeah, that's something else about PJ's new route. It takes out about 2.5 minutes of crafting. No, not doing the punch route, but we do need punch for the old route anyway, for the grind. But one of the things about PJ's new route is it removes the grind that we need to punch for. But PJ's new route, instead of relying on axe, like the Supreme Axe, it relies on Supreme Punch. And a lot more on crits. But removing the grind, which can take anywhere from 5 minutes to 20 minutes, is huge. Makes the run so much more consistent, makes it so much more enjoyable to run. I've done a few offline runs of it, and I like it. It's so nice. Yeah, I'm not doing his new run, but yes, we still need punch. The other cool thing about his road, it brings back the rollerblades, which is awesome. Oh no, we're good. We're good. Life is good. Okay, so now we're gonna take Axe 1 and mix it with scrap to make Axe 2. And then we're going to take the other scrap 1 and Axe 2 and make Axe 3. Yes, that is the crab grind, that's correct. The new route removes the crab grind entirely. It's beautiful. Alright, and then we're going to mix these other axes with this axe to make a super axe. And this Axe 3 level 9 has the highest DPS, like the highest just base damage out of any weapon in the game. But what's great about the Punch 3 is that it has the highest crit chance by double over any other, weapon in the game. And crits in this game are huge. So I'm only making Punch 3, but in the new route, Punch 3 gets upgraded to level 9. Nope, nope, I said no. Yeah, crab RNG can be just nasty. Didn't even get the greatest RNG in our Recce run either, so there's all sorts of time to be saved there. You can keep that. Let's go. I guess I should have saved some menuing there and threw on the glasses now as well. And we get Purple City, I'm sorry. We're going to have to experience this for a super annoying amount of time. But I could have been a nice guy and waited since we had to do double menuing anyway, but ain't nobody ever accused me of being a nice guy. Lying, don't do it. Alright, and we got a single buffer here. 1. Hold left, come on, come on, don't go up, good boy. No, oh, you sneaky dog. Alright, so now we gotta take these glasses. Back down the toilet. Now, earlier I walked into a room and immediately walked out. That was just to trigger the story event, but now we're gonna go back to that room. And look, there was a door in the wall. Just couldn't see it. Gotta take the glasses off though, because you can't read books with red glasses on, I guess. And turns out this is Dr. Einstein's personal diary. X month, X day. I had a very, very painful bowel movement the other day. And he gets super pissed. Please, I'm the nicest guy in speedrunning. Are you kidding? So he's so mad that we read his diary, he turned us into a mouse. He's just adorable. Not as cute as Mr. Ruffles, but he's up there. Wait, where am I going? No, I need to go here first. And, So this is a super annoying story trigger. You gotta talk to her 3 times. And each one of those 3 times, she says the exact same thing. So like, typically a person's gonna talk to an NPC once, they say something, then you're gonna leave. And then you're like, well, the story's not progressing. So you come back, you try to talk to all the NPCs again, you talk to her twice, she says the same thing. So you're like, well, that's dumb, this is not it. But no, you gotta talk to her a 3rd time to actually trigger Kotetsu coming in the room. And then Kotetsu just like, he's like, oh, you're a little mouse? Well, I can fix you for $5,000. So is this guy like a hero, or is he just a dirty scoundrel trying to extort money out of people? Ooh. That is correct. It is going to be a long little quintet night, because after this run, we have Soul Blazer plus Illusion of Gaia, which are both quintet games. I did that just to reset that robot. I didn't like where he was standing. Dude, I don't like where you're standing either. Can you go up just one more tile, please? Just one more tile, please. No? Sir? Sir? Oh my god, sir? I will destroy you. Or not. Nah. So you gotta talk to these mice because we want to get on the other side of this mouse, but he's like, no, we're not moving. You want us to move, then go to the lunchroom. There's a dude that's cleaning up and he's trying to get rid of all the mice. He's setting mice traps. There we go, get rid of that guy. Poor mice are just trying to live their lives, and this guy's trying to snap their heads off. Please. Please. Sir? I'm not supposed to go that direction. This mouse isn't afraid of humans. This mouse just whipped out a robot. You better run. Alright, so we got rid of that guy. Good to go. Yeah, earlier this week I did a simultaneous run of Secret of Mana and Secret of Evermore. That run was inspired by the run coming up after this. The legend La Hulk himself. Go! Go! What? You did it? Yeah, we did. You think I'm any old ordinary mouse? Please. I got robots. Bum, bada, bum. So here's a cool fact. If you're playing this game casually, you get this $5,000 to pay Kotetsu off. Now you need to trigger that fanfare for Kotetsu's event to move forward. However, now that I have the $5,000, I could technically go spend that $5,000 down to like 0. I can break myself, and Kotetsu will still advance the story. He'll just take whatever money you have left. But if you have $5,000, he will take $5,000. So say I wanted to make a Robot 3, this would be the best time to do it. Thank you. I hope I'm glad you guys liked that run. What am I doing? I guess we're going through the vent again. Sure. I swear I know how to play this game. I did not need to go through the vent. I could have just came through the door. I don't know what the hell I was doing. Classic. This is why we can't have good PBs, Jin. Only bad world records. A little bit more of that Purple City. You have to talk to this guy from the front. If you talk to him from the side, he just will ignore you. Straight rude. Are you SNES? Oh, dude, if I'd have known it was you, I wouldn't have extorted $5,000 out of you. Or maybe you would have. This guy. While we were in that lunchroom, we talked to a guy there who told us how to activate the self-destruct feature. And so we do. Just straight brave. We don't care. We're like in the middle of this facility, but we're going to set off the self-destruct. It was a narrow escape. Probably actually have more experience than I need. May have to do a wee little bit of a thing. But perhaps not. I'm trying to gain, of course, the next level on a very specific enemy as well. Good spider. Sometimes that spider will just jump right in your way if you're holding down. Definitely want to know certain rooms, you just got to know which direction you want to hold. You get that 20% where they move in the way that you don't want them to, and bam. Burn all the seconds. Mr. Torg, dude, I love Borderlands. Alright, so back in town. Some weird stuff happens. Deity, or the deity, I don't know why I keep calling it deity. The shaman and the elder are arguing. Shaman gets mad, turns everyone to mice. Says a few words, ipso facto minimo magico, everything gets switched. I don't know why, don't ask. It's never really explained. Alright, I'm gonna turn this off for you guys just because I'm a nice guy. We know a secret dance. Sweet, dance for me, puppet. The Virtual Boy mode, yes. But no, not anymore. So like, sweet, the door is open. Bah ha ha ha. This guy's like literally been waiting this whole time for those guys to dance in front of this door. And he just boots us aside. Love it. This is the encounters we want to gain a level on. Typically we want to gain it on the level when we come back into this room. It's probably not going to happen though. Especially not with a single encounter like this. Oh, damn, we did it. Sick. Alright, cool. So now for level 11, we want to make... not those. Scrap 3 and Scrap 9 for the Wicked Ultimate Boots 5. These boots have the highest evasion in the game, however they do not have very good movement. But the evasion is insane. Okay, so now we want to max out our speed. And this should be good, yes. Alright. So this is why I wanted to gain a level on this particular enemy, just because it's a forced encounter. I've already wasted enough smoke, so we're just going to kill him instead of running away. You know what we should have done was... just real quick here. Of course it's too noisy here too. Probably should have done this when I first walked into here. But just in case, you know, I get like the kind of RNG I've been getting lately and we somehow run out of repairs, even though this boss shouldn't even be killing us because our invasion's going to be through the roof. But stuff happens. Death finds a way. Yeah, he's probably got like 10, maybe 15% chance of actually hitting us. So we're just going to swing here, we're not going to mash. Now we are going to mash. get behind him, and hopefully he tries to push us and it fails. No. Okay, so yeah, there's a couple different strats. I could reset up the same thing I just did to get behind him. But if he pushes you, then I'll go for it. If he doesn't push me and he runs across the screen, then I will, I'll just go after him. He also has a good chance of just outright blocking our attacks. Something like 25%. But I swear it seems higher sometimes. This is nice. I like these back attacks. Oh, what am I doing? I had a perfect setup and I just wasted a turn for no reason. You want some of this? Oh, ting, of course. Come here. Oh, I shouldn't have been mashing there. Boom. That was a decent fight. I screamed a bunch of commands. What do you mean I didn't do anything? Alright. So now we're going to all the power. We're also going to whip up a couple of these. Just switch these around. Excuse me. Get out of my throat. Maybe some water will help. Robot, can you start panicking now? So our robot buddy here seems to recognize us, even though he's never really seen us before, and we've never seen him before, but he seems to recognize us. Maybe it was from that dream that we had. But he turned out to have the third Tetron. And he hooks us up like a champ. Then he comes out of here and starts panicking. Come here, panicky robot. Let's go. We gotta find a way out. This poor guy just starts body checking walls. Unfortunately, poor guy is just not strong enough. He just doesn't have the energy in him anymore. So he makes the selfless decision to sacrifice himself to open the door for us. What a champ. F in chat for that guy. I'm back in this cave again. Spider, don't do it. Thank you. What a clever girl. Punk. Oh, look at that. Level 14. Sick. Don't need any stats here, though. Technically, I didn't even need the last ones. Spider, spider, spider. Good boy. We out. Welcome back. Last time he was all spooked when we came through that door. Now he's like, eh, it's expected. So we're gonna go talk to the mayor mouse. Don't do it. What a dick. You gonna trap me in a corner like this? It's like that, is it? Alright, now we got this guy to talk to. And that's it. Section over. So glad. Ba-boom! We got change. Change is always good, right? We could all use a little change. Yes, please save all that blast RNG for the end, because we gonna need it. We get to head back home for the big grind. As soon as we get home, though, boom, cops show up. You get arrested. How many times has this happened to you in your life? I could name a few. I'm glad people threw some Smash Mouth out there for that. Shotgun. Let's bring the mouse up here. This guard's like, oh, what? He's not here. I'm so getting fired. He'll cut my pay. No, you're just straight up getting fired. Ugh. Carl won't talk to us if we're a mouse because he doesn't like animals. But luckily, he knows the secret way to the mayor's house so we can get our Tetrons back. Right? Especially for quintet games. If we just push on this door, it might open. I'm like literally shoving this kid into some wood. Okay, now we gotta be real dodgy till we get where we need to go. Excuse me, fish. Don't do it. One notable thing about the mouse form is you cannot use items when in mouse form in combat. Which can be bad. Alright, here we go, grind time. Lady Luck be kind. Ting. So these guys have incredibly high evasion, incredibly high defense, and they will run away. But they also give 30 points of experience per enemy. And for reference, other enemies that I'm fighting, like full groups of enemies, are giving me like 3. So we're hoping for crits. We cannot break their defense without a crit, but crits completely ignore defense. And you can see this is why I'm so excited about the new route, not having to do this grind. Can't wait to start doing some serious attempts of it. We are a little behind, about 5 minutes behind. Yes, this is definitely the metal slime. That's a great reference. What we're looking for here is level 19. Well, we're basically looking for level 18, sort of. But, yeah. If we don't get it, if the grind takes too long, bad RNG or whatever, we'll probably just cut out early and we'll gain those, make up those levels later. But we want this specific level for a very important reason. Yeah, and if the new route wasn't so new, we would be doing it today. There's one. So we're basically going to gain a level a kill. With the exception of the last level might take, like either the last or the second last level might take 2 kills. This experience in this game for level gaining is progressive. It's like, you know, let's say you need 30 for one level, then you gain that level, then you're going to need 32, and then you're going to need 34, and then so on and so forth. Doesn't just have giant jumps. Yeah, we're doing a bird grind. Except for we're grinding on cute little crab houses that remind me of old, old telephones, really. Oh, baby, don't be like that. Show daddy them colorful numbers. There we go. Anything sub 150 is a good time to come out of the crab grind. But there's times where I've been grinding up to 20. Or, I mean, sorry, I'm grinding up to the full 2-hour mark. Just from that RNG. I'm pretty sure my crab grind ended in my current recce run at like 145 or so. And it wasn't even the greatest grind, so there's still some, well, I don't care about the time saves anymore because we're not using that road anymore, just for now. This will basically be the last time I ever play this road. Crit chance, I believe, was 16%. I think it's 8 for punch 1 and 2 and 16 for punch 3. Alternatively, you can try and tank these guys with like the really, really old route. You used to do 2 different grinds before they got to the sewer section, and by the time you got here, you were already level 18, but those were both like 2 20-minute grinds. That was just really bad. Super old route was like just ugh, so much grinding. But it's nice that the game just keeps evolving. I'm curious to see if any of the Japanese community take on PJ's new route. So that would be exciting. So it does have its fair share of RNG in a sense that you're hoping for a lot of crits since you're doing way less damage per hit on bosses with punch versus axe. But just removing this massive amount of RNG is exciting on its own. Ew. Okay, so now you saw I got a crit, but it didn't kill him. So you notice what I'm doing here is I'm punching twice. And this ability I'm using hits the enemy twice. And if the first hit misses, but the second hit crits, we get what we just had there. But if the first hit crits, doesn't need the second hit to crit, it'll just force a crit for the second hit if the first one is a crit. But every now and then you get that tease, you see those rainbow numbers, but then it's like 80. You're like, yeah. Whereas PJ's probably sleeping. We are pretty early in the morning. Isn't he East Coast, so it's even like earlier for him? These things also, I want to say these things, but not this exact group. because the way drops work in this game, it's tied to encounter, not the enemy. So, like for example, right now you see we came to this particular crab for a reason, because this crab will only have crabs, but some of these other crabs that are walking around on the map, they have a chance to come with hackers, and we don't want that. But some of the groups will drop these drops, and the common drop is 1 gold. Nobody cares. The rare drop though is a solar pack, which sells for like 5,000 bucks. Come on, baby. Be nice. Only 2 more away. Use a bad crab. So we should have this before 155, since we are 5 minutes ahead from that death earlier. Or 5 minutes behind, rather, from that death in the spoopy house. Yeah, it's unfortunate that he had those IRL problems. I was really looking forward to shaking the man's hand at RPG Limit Break this year. But regardless of whether we get anything in next year, we're definitely going regardless. Such a good time. Dude, I'm starving but too occupied to get food. Somebody come over, drive down, fly down to Edmonton, whatever you gotta do, and bring me a sandwich. My wife's already asleep, so I can't even get no co-op action going here. Huzzah! Victory is mine! Oh, we just need one more. One more crab and we're good. Just had some McNuggets, man. Nice. Okay, we're good to go. Here, fish, fish, fish. We aren't technically done, however. We need to kill a few hackers as we move through this place. Thanks for calling some bros. Much appreciated. I need the extra experience. Thank you very much. Well, that was weird. How come I didn't encounter that guy? Must have still been on iframes. Sure, that should work. So that's what Sword 4 does. Super cool, right? Alright, so now that we're this level, we need to completely change things up. It's going to be 90. So the next boss, even though we have insane speed and evasion, the next boss has a super high chance to crit, and crits go right through defense and evasion. So instead, we need a tanky bot. And you're like, well, your other bot already has a bunch of HP and defense, but he also doesn't have any power. So one way or another, you need to max out one stat, take away one stat. Either way, you gotta adjust a robot. So I like adjusting this robot. Some people used to adjust the other robot. Oh, one more thing, let's not forget this. Switch that up as well. Quick little heal. Alright. Now we still need a tickle more experience. How much exactly? 6.3. We need to be under 30 before we get to the boss. Alright, that should be good. Just need one more encounter. These fish are super annoying. Boom, 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 boom. Perfect! Oh, wait. Oh, bad fish. Whatever, we'll take them. Bye, fish. Alright, we're good on experience now. If you're really fast, you can get by that fish. Don't go right, don't go right, don't go up. Thank you very much. Those pink bubblegum monsters are super annoying sometimes. Whoa. Whoa. Urchin? Damn you. I gotta remember that guy. Stay on the left. These lucky stars have run resistance. They cannot be killed easily. Crab? Crab, really? Crab, please? Crab, why are you just staring at me? Crab? Heck, at that point I should have just fought him and ran. Mr. Bubblegum Monster, I need you to step aside, please. Thank you. Alright, now we're going to see the use of a smoke outside of combat. Depending on how these guys move. Oh, look at them! Real nice. These are some of the harder enemies to get by in this dungeon, just because they like to be annoying. No, no, no. Jerks! Jerks! Boom, I'll take it. Nice. Okay, that worked out pretty well. We're doing good. We're in a good spot here. Ooh, unless we get Jimmy jacked and jumped by this guy. You're gonna suffer. Oh boy, you're gonna suffer, I tell you what. Thank you. Good crab. This fish is like impossible to get by, so you just have to fight him. Sure. Sure. That was an accident. So you can see he doesn't give a crap of... Oops. Well, that worked. But the animation was very long. I use my RXR so I can do the jump attack at that guy typically. But a little quick on the draw that time. Hacker? 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 Thank you. You, move, move. Oh, he was already moved. Sweet. Okay, cool. Away we go. Giddy up. This is one of the most enjoyable SNES RPGs that ever existed. A lot of what I'm doing here doesn't translate well because this game has so much to experience for a casual playthrough that we just do not do here. some side questing and whatnot. Kiss my axe. Yeah, this is definitely one of the best. If this game has any downfall, it's probably the music. I like it, but a lot of people don't. And there are some things that can be pretty grating. But for the most part, I just love how over the top the whole game is in every aspect. Dude, I love 7 Saga. Also one of my favorite SNES RPGs. The way that the party grouping and all that works is just great. I never understood it as a kid. I thought they could just like jack you for your runes whenever you wanted. I didn't realize there was only sort of scripted points where that would happen. Earthbound, yeah. I don't think there's a SNES RPG that I really don't like. At least none of the ones that were North American released. But I suffer from variety is the spice of life syndrome. And therefore I don't really stick to one game for a really long time. Like a lot of speedrunners will grind out the same game for like ever, for like a month on end. That's not me. I'll work on a game for maybe a week straight, and that's about as much as I can take of one game. So if you see me make weird silly movements and stuff like that, and it doesn't look optimal, that's a big reason why. Oh my god, what am I doing? Talk to that lady. This is what I'm talking about. Like, I need to talk to Mint again. There's just so much information in my head. Twisted Tales of Spike McFang, it counts for me because that's going to be my next speed game. The Secret of the Stars. Oh yeah, so yeah, okay. Secret of the Stars. Though I like that game, it's a bad game. It's got good parts to it, but it's a bad game. I'm not gonna pussyfoot around the bush on that one. It's a bad game. Yeah, we did Tecmo last night. Was it last night? I think so. It was a botch. It was a pretty decent run up until like the 3/4 mark, and then we just started getting absolutely atrocious boss RNG. Alright, level 20, just what we're looking for. Right. We can fix Mr. Roboto here. Bring his power up, not down. Let's bring that guard down. So now, this is what I'm talking about. I'm holding left. You can mash to make this faster, but if I try to mash this, I'm going to end up switching over to different stat values by accident and moving numbers around that aren't supposed to be moved. Because my mashing skills suck. Boss was last night 2 nights ago. Okay, there you go. It's been a crazy weekend, man. I'm running on fumes. I've done so many long games in the past few days at like crazy hours. Oh, goodness. He gets some numbers finally. Good for you. Yes, everything explodes. Michael Bay endorsed, absolutely. Yowts. I will say another one of my favorite SNES RPGs is Paladin's Quest. I recently replayed that, and then somebody clued me in that there was a part 2 to that game called Lennis 2. It was JP only, and it does have a translation, but it didn't really sell me. Did not find it to be very good. think it was just a little too different. But that is actually, Paladin's Quest is another game I'd like to learn soon. There's only, I think, 2 runners now of that game. But it is not a friendly game. At all. Yeah, well, one of the big things I really like about Paladin's Quest is the, what are they called? The mercenary system. Maybe I could have gave Lennis more of a chance. I only played like the first 15 minutes of it. I'm like, I'm out. The Shadowrun, I never really played through the SNES version. It just, I was a Genesis Shadowrun guy. So by the time that I even saw the SNES version, I'm like, this game's not for me. This isn't even close to the game that I like. In fact, Shadowrun for SNES reminds me a lot more of like the PC Fallouts. For like Fallout 1 and 2. Alright, so now we just rescued the king. The mayor, please. And the mayor's little secretary lady, not her secretary, but the creepy chick that hung out in the back of the mayor's office. She's all like evil and whatnot. She stole our Tetrons. What a jerk. I guess we could talk about the story in this game. I just saw somebody say something about backstory and character development. I'm like, hey, maybe we should talk about the actual story in this game. So yeah, it turns out the mayor was fake. He was just the hacker commander. Every new boss is the hacker commander. But now we got level 20, which is the super important level. Played Young Merlin, never beat it. Pa Salma, who is the world record holder for Secret of the Stars, she runs Young Merlin. That's PA_SAMA. And we need to get some important books here, because reading is very important. We learn how to make Vanish. So Vanish is a super cool item that lasts for X number of seconds, and it makes your character completely immune to fights. They will still like aggro you, but if they touch you, you will not get into a fight with them. And it is one of the only glitches in all of Quintet's library where you can abuse the Vanish by removing it before it runs out and then re-equipping it to reset its timer. Oh, hello. Let's make that stuff here. Doi. And we also picked up a shield pack and turbo packs, which are very important. So we're going to make 2 Vanish. Which probably sold before we made stuff, but whatever. We'll make 2 Vanish. And then we're going to make a turbo pack. But first we're going to recycle this here hammer for $3,000. Sick. And scrap 7. Sick. Okay. Now we're going to make ourselves a turbo pack. And we'll make some shield packs later. But for now we need this turbo pack. And what that's going to do is, Turbo Pack gives you maximum movement regardless of what boots you have. So even though we have the really slow treads of Boots 5, the Turbo Pack is going to allow us to move really far with Boots 5 equipped. We get to shore find our old buddy Metacrabma. Getting harassed by these here kids. But we bribe these kids. Like, dude, I'll give you this wicked horn if you leave the crab alone. They're like, sick! I'm gonna go scare my mother. Told you those were bad kids. But it turns out, Mr. Metacrab has the skinny on our dad. He's been forced to go work in the Hacker Fortress. But in order to get there, we need a boat. Luckily, this crazy old fisherman is gonna lend us his boat. Because we saved his crab friend. So even though he's a fisherman, he doesn't like crab. I'm gonna take a boat ride. Okay. We get our first use of Vanish here. The best item in the game. Everybody's favorite hacker. Now check these enemies out. You can touch them, but they won't fight you if you touch them. They don't have an actual combat sprite. They're just there to alert you of the guards, or alert the guards of you, rather. And if we're lucky, we'll be able to slip by this guy without needing to vanish. Yeah. So. Technically don't need Vanish for this room. Of course this guy catches us. You have to take Vanish off. Oh shit. If you enter this door without Vanish, you will lose a Vanish. Certain like if you trigger certain events, you'll lose Vanish. And if you go through certain doors where events are set, what am I doing? You'll also lose Vanish. Oh, there's actually 3 of them this time. Normally it's like this room full of guards, you get into the combat and there's only one dude in the fight, you finish him and then everybody's just gone. Oh, put it even farther away. Should just wrapped for that one. So Mr. Crab gave us this leader badge. Now everybody thinks that we're a hacker. Well, not everyone, just the dumb ones. And who do we find just chilling in this room here? Not our father. No, no, no. This is Carl's dad. You remember that green-haired kid that was left in the cave at the beginning? This is his dad. I guess he got kidnapped by the hackers and forced to work here on this thing in the middle of the room, this orange thing that he calls it a blimp, but it certainly is no blimp that I've ever seen. The crab is walking forward. Glad you noticed that. So we should have enough time on one Vanish to get out of this whole place. And we're going to take that boat ride again. Fish are friends, not food. But crabs ain't fish. Crack. So we got this letter from that guy, Carl's dad, there to give to Carl to explain what happened to him. Told his wife and kids that he was going out for smokes and then he just never came back. So Carl is like super like he just doesn't understand. He's all mad because his dad never came back, even though we just told him his dad was kidnapped. He's like, kidnapped or not, he left. Like, settle down, Carl. Have a heart. One more boat ride. Okay, so that boat ride is literally the only P-break a guy gets in this game. And I made full advantage of it. Oh, what Carl did... Oh, what am I doing? Relax. Tranquilo, amigo. Carl did is he wrote his own little letter on the back of that piece of paper he had at the beginning of the game. They call it the litho, which I assume is short for lithograph. But it turns out that it's a blueprint for the blimp that he's already got built. He's like, oh, the blimp is done, now that I have that blueprint that I didn't need. Yeah, I used to have a chair with a hole in it, but it got broken in the move. The old speedrunner's bucket. No, we cut the mic. Cut the mic. We're not rude. This is, you know, I have the what is it? The Blue Yeti. And I intentionally chose this mic because it has an actual physical on-off button on the body of the mic, so I don't have to use the mouse to like click it off in OBS or whatever. Just because I like that feature, because things can get real crazy in my house, seeing as I have 4 kids, 2 dogs, and there's always madness going on. But one thing I don't like about it is half the time it doesn't work. You press the mute button, it's like if you don't press it in like a specific way, it just doesn't activate. So sometimes I'm like clicking at this thing like 3 times, getting all frustrated. Oh, no key yet. Hello. So my only gripe with this mic. So now that we're in a hacker fortress, you notice I had that conversation with my dad, but he acted like he didn't remember us for some reason. I don't know if he's just playing the duck or what, but it really hurt my feelings. So we're going to come in on this conversation with him, that crazy girl that stole our Tetron, and some guy with a pumpkin head. And I don't know about you, but I love this guy. My favorite characters in the game. Just look at that smile. You can tell he's a man of action. Yeah. 4 of them. When my son was 7 years old, I taught him how to do Super Metroid speedrunning, and he was just amazing. Kid could wall jump like nobody's business. Oh! I thought I waited. Close that text box in a way that I was hoping that he would be already too far to the right. Such it is. You live, you learn, he dies. That's life and death. And he just learned that the hard way. Should have kept his hands to himself. Yo, Soup Man. You're my favorite viewer. Oh, actually, hold on. We need to go something first. Alright, now we're good. We'll go talk to these guys staring at this psychedelic computer. They're all like, you want to tell me about my latest invention? Or let me tell you about it instead. We need a mouse. If you say no, he still tells you about it. So we be a mouse. And he's all like, dude, there's a mouse here. Doctor, we got a mouse. He's like, sick. And then the greatest music plays. Then they put something on my ear and shoved me into the computer. Just really did become the Matrix. Yeah, you know, I wish my kid had that speedrunning pedigree, but unfortunately he's all like hooked into the... What's that game called? Fortnite now? So these guys think it's cool. The most came back, they're totally willing to just throw their own bodies in there. Also, most with book. Doesn't get much cuter than that. Can't reach computer as the most, though. Right, so we need to make ourselves the Wabbajack, as Ultimo Ice calls it, who is the other runner of this game. And then we're going to make our... Whoa, be cool. That's not even the make button. Crazy fool. We're going to make ourselves one of them shield packs for the next... Not the next boss, but the boss after that. Well, first we gotta rescue those 2 idiots that went into the computer. I'm not saying it's a bad game. It's actually pretty fun. I play with them from time to time. The guys who made that game were genius, though. Absolutely genius. To give it that, like, colorful flavor and offer it for free. I mean, obviously, yeah, it's, you know, pay for skins and blah, 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 but it's not like it's necessary. That's what I like. I like a game that gives you that option. But they must roll some serious money off that game. Going down the stairs this time. So now we got a key. We can go access the next boss and save our dad. So we found out that those hackers we just saved gave us a skinny on what's going on with our dad and why he doesn't recognize us. Apparently he's been brainwashed by a computer program. Told you this is the Matrix. So, guys, it's not even the way I wanted to go. Look at that. The guy just walked right away. Good for him. Okay, I gotta make sure I'm set up before I start this fight, otherwise bad things will happen. Turbo, yeah, everything's good. Okay, everything's good. Jack. Once you enter the computer, you can no longer menu. Once you enter the boss room, you can no longer leave the computer. And if you're not set up properly, this boss is not so bad, but there will be another version of him later, and if we're not set up properly, it's Softlock City. Cannot complete the run. So we gotta be very careful of that. Alright, let's go. So now we'll be able to use these run commands on this boss. Certain enemies and bosses have run resistance. Of course you're gonna stop me. What a jerk. This guy likes to apply status effects to you, but he's a pushover. Oh, you can stop me twice, sure. The RNG has already started. It's already started, people. Now he's gonna be too far to reach. Poof. So that was supposed to be a nice, quick, and easy fight, but he decided to stop me twice, which is just... Stopping you once is already pretty much unheard of, and he's gonna stop me twice. What a guy. Not too worried about Robot 2 right now, he's got more than enough health and defense. But a little bit more charge will help. But now that we killed Glub Glub here, we can go free our daddy from his nightmare. Some weird looking enemies in this game. This is my favorite hacker in the game. A lot of people like the snowman hacker, but this guy's got some compassion. You tell him that your daddy's all in there and the whole sob story about what happened to him and whatnot, and he's just like, dude, I totally understand. I got a dad. Be strong. Go for it. Carpe diem. Like, yeah, man. You go find your daddy and you tell him that you love him. He's like, what have I done? It's all coming back to me. Hey, remember that time you missed my birthday? See, there's an example of what happens if you don't talk to the NPCs from the side. He walked all the way around me at like that ridiculously slow pace. But I'm pretty sure he's still working for the hackers because he keeps leading you into traps. He's like, come in here, but if you don't hold left, instantly get into a fight with that guy. And then he's like, come in here, this way, hurry. But don't hurry too fast, because you're going to run into an enemy. And there's invisible enemies in this room. You need those purple city glasses to see them. Or the virtual boy glasses as they were. But we need a quick detour to grab this here scrap. Very important scrap. Now you might notice that there's no enemies here right now, but as soon as you flick this switch, it's like an alarm went off or something. Suddenly enemies just appear everywhere. And though these guys are invisible and they appear like that, I don't think they can be seen with the glasses, but I've never really tried. So don't quote me on that. Sir? Oh! No! Oh, dude! So I accidentally let that vanish disappear. Thought I'd be fast enough. It's not the big deal. This is why we make two. One for our purposes and one for my own stupidity. And just for safety, we're going to reset this one here. I'm going to reset it one more time here. Just 'cause it takes forever to get through this hallway with this guy in the way. Don't see us. Clipped right through that dude. That was so cool. Okay. If I do recall, this should be the boss room. Yeah, no? I don't know why I'm forgetting this. Yeah, it is. Okay. See, Blackmore's all like, that's against my principles, because he's a man of honor. We're going to put the shield pack on for this next fight. You can do this fight with the turbo pack and go in for back attacks on this guy. There's a few different strats you could use for this guy. You could do turbo pack with back attacks. You could also choose to do single strikes or triples, since he's got some run resistance, but it's not full run resistance. But I prefer to go for... Of course he's going to use his slowest attack. What a guy. I prefer to go for shield strats. Lure him up here. And get him just one more movement closer. Alright. Well, you're gonna swing bada bada. That's what we want. Tings. Now you notice I do about 200 damage with a triple, but only 100 with a single swing. And now technically doing single swings, ooh, nasty. Doing single swings is higher DPS, or faster DPS I should say. But doing triples, you have 3 chances of a crit, and that's even better. Even better. Plus I love his combat sprite, like this tank is so cool. But this attack is so annoying. Gotta wait for all those little dudes to go crawling off screen, like who even are those guys? Remember that attack, because that's not the last time we'll see it. And boom, black more is black less. Okay, now this is a very important stat up, because the next boss is the hardest boss in the game. So every little bit helps. Oh, nice! Just what I wanted to see, because I'm gonna buy a whole bunch of extra repairs. And now I got the money to do so. I ain't gonna let what happened last time happen this time. And now we can also remake our vanish in case. Here's one of those instances, if I walk into this room with a vanish on, vanish gone. So So this chick's all like, "Ah, I'm gonna use the Tetron for my own purposes." But Blackmore comes in and he's all like, "No! How could you betray me?" So he's all super mad because his honor was shattered. So he pushes the game over button. Game over. So the room exploded, and somehow we appear in the past. This kid gets just spooked because we literally just appeared right in front of him, scarred for life. So we're gonna go visit the neighbors. Yo, I think I scared your kid, I'm sorry. Who's this pal on? What? Theft ring? What are you talking about? Cookies? Like, what is this lady going on about? Nobody even knows. By the way, she said something about a river, so let's go find the river. Alright, these birds are the bane. The bane, good birdie, good birdie. Oh yes, oh yes. God, God. That's the way I like it. Oh good, the bird didn't see us. Nice. We're just going to reset this here. And we're going to put this on. And we want sword 4 here for a very specific reason. Go, don't go left. Don't go left. Awesome. Entering this door with a vanish will also take your vanish away. But we're going to be introduced to a new kind of hacker. A very, very dodgy hacker. These guys have pretty high evasion. So I put on sword 4 because I'm going to do the triple strike. So you notice the first strike. So the guy on the bottom, he only took one of those 3 hits. The guy on the top took 2 of them. But if you were to just stick with like the axe and do like the jump attack where you're just doing 1 strike on every enemy, there's a good chance that they will live. And they also have a pretty high chance of killing you. And we don't want either of those things. So she takes us back to her house. She thinks that we're Rask, our old ancestor, but he's still in her bed. Why is he in this mysterious woman's bed? Don't ask. We're not going to ask him either, because we're going to completely ignore him the whole time. He does have some conversation, some text to share, but it's not required. So we're just going to be jerks and just leave him in bed. Don't want to mess up with the space-time continuum and all that junk, paradoxes and whatnot. And now we're going to do one of the game's side quests. This past section actually has quite a few side quests. They all sort of tie to the same thing, but yeah. But yeah, this all consists of these 2 people, they're neighbors, they're having a quarrel. He thinks that she stole something, she knows she didn't, but he's too stubborn to listen to reason. So we're gonna go find out what's going on here. But not from her, because she apparently doesn't actually know anything. What we want to talk to is the Pussycato. Turns out the mice have been snickety snatching stuff from that guy's house. Ding dong. So I'm going to chase that mouse down the rabbit hole. Bit colorblind indeed, right? My hair is not orange, it's red. So we'll just grab a bunch of stuff for money. The important thing there was the scrap 9. So now we have 2 scrap 9s, which we are going to use to make the most powerful shield in the game. And that shield's going to help huge with the next boss. if you recall, the next boss is the hardest boss in the game. Without a doubt. But first, we're going to pay this gentleman $5,000 to reopen his shop. I know, right? It's absolutely insane. But here's the cool thing about this game. When you buy stuff in the present, it has its base value. When you buy stuff in the past here, it's half off. And when you buy stuff in the future, it's more. So what we want is repairs. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Normally I buy 12. We're gonna buy 20. Maybe we'll buy 18. Either way, I ain't running out on repairs this time. Not this time. Nuh-uh. Last time I did this run in a marathon, I ran out of repairs even though I still had more than I needed, but the RNG was just like, no, twice in a row. So that ain't gonna happen this time. First, we gotta go through the spooky forest. Spiders. Thank you. Except for this time, we're going down. Y'all remember we went up to that house there, that spooky house at the beginning of the game? If you remember, this is like X generations ago. You need the Virtual Boy glasses on. Only for the first time you see this ship. You can come in here later without them. Drill, yes, okay. But yeah, so those guys are like... I told you that guy was a vampire. I don't know what else to say about that. Like, this is 2-3 generations before my generation, and that guy's still alive with his creepy Igor Butler dude. Well, basically, these people think I'm Rask as well, but the robot's not fooled. The robot knows. And now this also sort of explains why the robot knew us when we were in the future, or in the present, rather. But he still don't trust us. Not yet, because he doesn't really know us yet. So he's going to come with us, but he's going to be invisible when he does it. We're going to pop in here, though. We are going to make ourselves another vanish, just in case. And then we're going to mix these two scrap 9s. And we can recycle these while we're here. Hello. Alright, now we got some super OP shield. And these guys are all like, whoa, that boy just appeared out of nowhere. What a mysterious boy. We should build our house somewhere else. And that's how they ended up building north of here. First we gotta go back, visit old Rask in bed again, but once again we're not gonna talk to him. But the robot will. Go ahead. He's injured and feverish. Your medicine won't help. Why? You got super medicine? Then this chick comes in, sees the robot, freaks out. This guy comes in, sees the robot, freaks out. Thinks it's a monster. Please, monsters are flesh and blown. Flesh and blown? Flesh and blood. Let's not forget to talk to him again. We need Napoleon to leave the room here to move on. Don't worry, we'll equip it. I've been pretty sloppy and... what's the word? Whatever. Things have been sloppy. It's too tired to think of English. But I'm trying to maximize and that's the word, optimize. I'm trying to optimize my menus as best as I can. But now we can go back to the cave. This cave starts off looking a lot like the other cave, but then things change pretty quick. Alright, so vanish for you. Turbo pack and shield 5 for you. Not there. And here's the cool thing about being in vanish form is the water doesn't slow you down nearly as much. Same thing with those skinny little corridors. For some reason they slow you down when you don't have vanish or mouse on, but with mouse and vanish you just move right through them. Y'all come here. Later. The only thing that's iffy about the new route is during this section, you don't have vanish. Oh, you're an idiot, dude. Turn around. You, sir, turn around. Go the other way. I forgot a story trigger. Of course I did. There's a lot of really weird, obscure triggers in this game. But we gotta go back to the ship so some chick can say 2 words to us, so then we can come back here. Bro, what's a couple minutes between friends, honestly? Just giving Hulk some time for his lunch. Hi! Rask, isn't it? No, I'm not Rask. You just don't seem to get it. You must be Mint's descendant. Alright, back to the task at hand. Okay, now there should be a dude standing here. Haha! Victory! Oh no. It's an empty room. Oh no, it's pink text. That was one thing Quintet really loved, was changing the text color for different characters. So this is Rose, that's why it's pink. Surprise. She's all, I think I won because I have the Tetron, yeah. There's an unavoidable fight. Well, it's not really unavoidable. You can dodge this fight with frame perfect movement. You essentially need to close the menu at a very precise spot. I don't even think you can actually dodge the fight, but you can get initiative. Oh, I can't even... No, that's fine. Take this! Now you see why I use triples. We can't use triples while I'm in the stop. Luckily, those guys ain't got no run resistance. Phew. Crash. Alright, I'm going to put on a repair because we're going to need that in advance. And it's Napoleon being attacked by, well, some lowly hacker. He's going on about how he works for Gateau, which is our first clue that something is up. Absolutely devastated. Casually, this game is pretty easy if you do your robots right, but if you don't do your robots right, the game can be hard. So when I was a kid, I didn't understand such things, so I basically, all three of my robots were pretty equal. They all just had balanced stats, like all across the board. And the only thing that was really different was the way that I equipped them. So it made it very hard for me to move on, because when you balance all your stats like that, it just doesn't seem to work out very well unless you're over leveled. I'm going to intentionally walk through this hallway slow, because if you don't, Gateau clips through the wall in weird ways, and sometimes it takes him forever to get over here. We need to get him over here fast. Oh, right, because I'm invisible, and he's like, what? Even though I'm a robot and I could see right through you. Oh, hello? Gateau? Oh my god, I don't even know what was going on there. Craziness. I've never really seen that before, where he was just acting all funny like that. Yeah, it's just if you divide your stats too much, then you're just not strong enough to really do much damage. But all in all, the game's not hard casually at all. Provided you save a lot. Because dying in this game is not cool if you haven't saved. It's not like other games where it's like, oh, you died, that's okay, we'll just put you back at this point and you didn't lose nothing, or you lost a little bit of money or whatever. But now we got the items that we somehow lost when we fell down here. We fell down that hole, yet our items scattered to like other rooms of the cave. Like, I don't know how that works, but it works. Okay, sure. It's like the hackers grabbed them and buggered off with them, or what? Please explain that one to me. Okay, you, axe, blah blah blah, you're good to go. Yeah, whatever, I don't need to say it. We've got a million repairs. Don't fight me, don't fight me. Oh, this guy, these invisible enemies, man. We probably will get wrecked, but we still have more than enough repairs. I'd say 3 deaths on this fight is pretty good average. If you get through this fight with no deaths, that's just amazing. If we get like 6 deaths or more, then that's the game just trying to slap me in the face. So now we find out that Rose was the true hacker of the commanders. Commander of the hackers. Jesus. Go to bed already, Jin. That Lystexia just getting to me. And Napoleon comes busting in. Who are you? And talk about how the princess left Choco. Or they left Choco to look for the Tetron or something. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've really read in depth on the story. All I know is this chick is not nice. We cannot use triples on her. We just go shot for shot and hopefully we don't die. And hopefully we get more back attacks and she doesn't put her butt to the wall. She also noticed something cool here. Oh, she took away my... So this chick can, with that attack she does right now, she can take away your attack command for a turn, or 2 turns. Doesn't really oh shoot, that was dumb. Doesn't really happen very often, but it happens. And we're probably going to pay for that mistake. Oh, see, we flashed red. If you see your sprite flash red, that means she did the thing. Which is not very common. I usually see a death before I see this. But anyway, what I was going to try and mention is, look at my shield color, it's yellow like my body. The color of your shields, or at least this shield anyway, changes with the color of your character. And there's one. $22 repairs. We should be good. We should be more than good. Oh, really? 3 times, lady? Oh. Okay, strange. Sometimes you flash red, sometimes you don't. But usually if your character flashed red, that means you got affected by the status thing. Even though it still said miss, you still get affected by the status thing. But it didn't stick this time. Who knows? Boggles my mind. So now, without shield 5, you could pretty much look at like my death count as double what it's going to be or what it would be. A shield 5 just adds huge amounts of evasion. It's usually her head ram attack, which she hasn't really used at all, which is very strange. Normally her primary attack is to remove her head from her body and ram you with it, which is typically what ends up killing you. Okay, just a little bit more charge. The rest doesn't really matter. She didn't expect, right, everyone said it, but she didn't believe it. And then she gets to fall in a hole. Boom, and we grab some money here. We got one final purchase to make. Almost didn't even need to grab that capsule. If I didn't have to make that extra vanish, we wouldn't have had to grab that capsule since we got the drop from Blackmore. But that's that. We're done with the past. Now we need to head on our way back to the ship so we can make our way back to the future. Marty! We must go back to the future. No! You sneaky clown! You dirty dog. Oops. That's wrong. I didn't want to use a smoke. I want 3 smokes for the final dungeon, but whatever. he's moving. He's moving. We're good. We're good. Yeah, dude loves me some 4-hour RPGs. I would say 4 hours is probably... No, we gotta go here first. 4 hours is probably where I like to sit comfortably for RPGs or any sort of run. So here you're finding out that Rask doesn't want to go back to Choco, which is the planet that these other people are from. Which is essentially how I end up being born. Rask hooks up with this lady that owns this house, I'm assuming, and there's my great-great-grandmother right there. But if you do all the quests in this town, which really consists of just spending money to rebuild the town, you go back to the present and there's a picture in the mayor's office of you instead of the old mayor. Did you see Cookie? Also, you notice everybody has very tasty names. Mint, Cookie, Gâteau, which is French for cake. They were really silly like that. Them Quintet boys. Rask, whatever. Like, why does everybody still think I'm Rask? Like, we've already been through this. I ain't Rask. Like, the time is done. Move on. But he's like, haha, with this prism I'll use to see the future. Ma ma ma. But something weird is happening. Not even I know what's going on. No way. You? Who's you? Like, who are you even talking about? Yeah, that is a good idea for old RPGs. Talk to people like 3 times. At least 2. At least 2. So now we wake up in our bed. Apparently that was all a dream. You've come too. Where does it hurt? What? Old Rococo. No, you were dreaming. This is your house. When the place blew up, we escaped. You were lying on the floor of the wreckage. Then how did all that stuff happen in the past? And I killed that lady. She's dead now. Oh well, I'm gonna question it. Just gonna move on. Wow, an earthquake. Is it okay to go out? No, but we're going out anyway. So I'm gonna send the useless police. Now, no wonder this policeman doesn't do anything. Her pay's been cut so many times. I can't actually tell if that's a female or a male officer. But she won't let you in. Not unless you're invisible. So you actually need Vanish here for story purposes. And then we find the ditzy princess of the other planet. And she's all like, are you from this planet? Hello, I'm Tira. Is this a cave planet? Like, I just want to hit myself. What does that even mean? Is this a cave planet? Like, are you crazy? You just crash landed into this cave and you didn't look out the window on your way down? Yes, the Japanese version of this game is referred to as slapstick. And this game has some very slapstick humor. If you read real fast, you can pick up some of it. Yeah, everybody's wearing the Virtual Boy glasses, and that's why they're all confused. Please help us. We've tried everything. SNES, meeting you oh, right. Yeah. I'll see you later. You just met me, but I changed your life somehow. What do you think about those crazy people, Dad? At least the dad has the right hair color. Oh, he's decided to give us the Tetron. Well, good for him. Boom, 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 boom. Now we got an actual spaceship, not this wannabe blimp thing. And then the game takes a turn for the what? As we go to space. Now inside this little space area here, one of these stars leads you to the secret library where you can learn all the different I don't know, there's all the books for all the stuff that you can make. I wanted to call them recipes, but they're not really recipes, are they? I just need to talk to the scientist dude who takes the Tetron. Watch the text. Tetron. Oh, but look, some of that text didn't have spaces for some weird reason. Oops. Yeah, sure. Take it. Take it. Take my broken robot. He just took Napoleon's broken body. And we gotta go trigger the next event by talking to the princess so she can say one word so we can come all the way back here. Game just loves that back and forth. That's the one thing about this game is trying to figure out which text triggers are necessary and which aren't. And this guy's going all sitting in the chair. Oh, how embarrassing, you caught me on the throne. That'd be less embarrassing if you were on a different throne. It would be more embarrassing, rather. Just to deliver stones in space, that sounds about right, yeah. So it turns out Gateau and the princess have disappeared, along with the Tetron. Someone's up to no good. Tira, she went walking with Gateau out into space. A telegram from Gateau. It basically says Gateau is the commander of the hackers. That's one sort of running joke in this game. The commander of the hackers keeps changing. Everyone is technically, and if you look at the hackers themselves, their names, the name of the hacker is commander. But now we need to decide who's going on the mission to save the princess. And what better way to do that than drawing straws? But instead of the typical way of drawing straws where one is shorter than the other, we're drawing colored straws. So it's a good thing all these people are colorblind and they don't know which one is the red straw. It's like, pick one. No, it's rigged. Why would I? And here's the funny thing, how many straws did he have? Because there's only... Watch how many people get up from the table to go on this mission. All of them. So you might as well just said, okay, everybody's going. We're doing okay for time, we're on the final dungeon. Now we gotta talk to everyone with green hair, but not the guy with blue hair. Green hair, blue clothes, but not blue hair, green clothes. And this guy, because he's got something to say as well. What was that? The hackers are attacking. So they come in here with their big bad spaceship and it just gets absolutely wrecked instantly. The battery's been hit. Oh no, we'll never be able to charge our Wii controllers. Only Rafiki knows the way. Only Rafiki. Hey, wake up! So we were on one ship that blew up in the middle of space, and now somehow we're on another ship run by our favorite friend Kotetsu. Surprised he's not trying to get something from me. I know, it's almost over. Don't you wish there was still like 5 more hours of content? So he decides he's gonna help us sneak into the fortress. But first, everyone's favorite annoyance shows up. How Mint got here into space, nobody knows. This chick is crazy. We literally took a spaceship to get up here. The only spaceship that ever existed. So she must have like snuck onto our spaceship or something. But Mint is here for whatever reason. I can understand Kotetsu, he's got his own ship. He's like the Han Solo of this game. But Mint, no, she's like the Jabba the Hutt of this game. Casually, the game's pretty easy if you set up right. We were talking about this earlier, but it can be annoying if you don't do your stats in proper ways. Like if you give your robot lots of HP and almost no attack, then the game's going to be really difficult. Or no defense, game's going to be really difficult. %, would be insanely long. Depends on how you want to categorize it. Like if we're talking about all quests, all the extra side questing would only take you like 5-10 minutes top. Well, maybe not 5, more like 10-15 minutes tops. But if you were to learn all of the recipes, as we're going to call them, if you were able to read all the books to learn all the stuff that you can make, level 80 is the final book. So to grind yourself on those crabs to level 80, it takes a long time. But by that time you're strong enough that you can like just move up and actually hit the crabs without having to do like crit luck or whatever like we were doing for the speedrun. But it still takes an incredibly long time to gain all those levels. It would at least be like 2 hours of just non-stop grinding. Nobody wants to see Mint's basement. It smells like old ladies. Yeah, and even though you can run from a lot of the boss fights, you're not able to actually like leave the boss fight room to go and change your stats. Okay, you want to turn off Vanish before talking to this guy. Stay put, can you guess who this is? It's me, Kotetsu. He just quickly switched to his hacker uniform before following me in. Luckily he knew the password. You gotta wait for him to leave the room though. You can leave the room before him, and if you do that, then you don't have the password anymore, and you gotta go redo his event and talk to him again. So it's like the game trigger doesn't actually happen where it gives you the password event until after he passes through that door and his sprite is removed. Alright, you... It's the intruder! Yeah, nobody really run, like, it's not a category that's run, that's for sure. Something that maybe somebody do, like, every now and then on a rare occasion just for fun. Oh, look at that shot too, how nice. And by now and then, I mean like once every decade. But luckily we got the princess, all is well. Let's get out of here. Oh, and I didn't talk to her from the side. How unfortunate. I'm gonna get you. But wait, that's not the princess. It's a man, baby. quickly start punching Kato in the face. Alright, there's some annoying invisible ninjas in this room. So if you see me walking and then I suddenly stop like I hit a brick wall, that's them. Hey, mouse, mouse! Take care of this woman. Look at these mouse. I'm getting bad RNG from these NPC mice. Like, literally. See how far that one is to the left? And I gotta wait for them to, like, walk towards the mouse hole. Haha, I beat that one mouse in your face. Click, click. Oh, whoa, easy, easy. So just to the left of here, you can pick up a shield 4, which is really cool. In PJ's research recently, he discovered that the shield 4 has elemental resistances, which help on the final boss for his new strats. For these purposes, it ain't going to do anything for us other than give a little bit of extra defense for Robot 2. But it's not enough that we need to worry about it. But you know, whatever, we'll fix it later. Shield pack for you, and second shield for you. There we go. So that's the cool thing about this game is you can dual wield shields to make your tank even tankier. Out of the way, Gregor. This Vanish is probably going to run out before I get into the room. Made it. Sick. Walking into this room with Vanish will cancel it. Don't come in here, I'm cleaning. Oh, we caught Blackmore cleaning the toilets. How embarrassing. So he spits us a sob story about how he got stuck as the eternal janitor. Remember how our dad was all matrixed out with the computer program? Well, this guy's matrixed out with the no-run program. He's not allowed to leave this room because of a computer program. Excuse me? Alright, we'll put on the cyberjack, make sure our equipment is proper. That is... Oh wait, no, I just realized something. Oh, that's right, shield pack. And I have turbo pack, right? Yeah, okay, never mind, we're good. Just gotta make sure, because once we start this boss fight, and we're not properly equipped, it's Softlock City, and we can't save, we can't do nothing, run over. When you rip the run is rip. In the words of Mr. Quetzalcoatl. Now this boss should, under normal conditions, not kill me. Maybe one, maybe two if we got really bad RNG. But on my last marathon run, this guy killed me like 6 or 7 times. He was confusing me like crazy, because he can also confuse you. You can't use run commands on him anymore. And he gave us a good RNG. This is what we want. We want him to just move down one more row, not run away. But he can also do the same stuff he did before, where he can stop you. He can also confuse you, which is worse than stop, because then you can turn your back to him and his chance of hitting you is even higher. And he's got, oh, of course, confusion. And he's got something like 2400 HP or so. So confusion wastes 2 turns of you just randomly moving. Nice, thank you. Now you might not know this guy, or know this reference if you're not Canadian, But if you are Canadian, chances are you watched that cartoon, The Raccoons, when you were younger. And this kind of, he reminds me of Cyril Sneer from the Raccoons cartoon. Or whatever species that was supposed to be. I think they were supposed to be anteaters. Oh, another confusion. No deaths, but 3 confusions. And here's the annoying thing is he can confuse you. So now confusion lasts for 2 turns like I was saying, right? So now, if for whatever reason he decides to stick another confusion on you while you're already confused, it just resets the 2 turns. So there was, I think last run we were confused for 6 turns in a row. Oh my god, back off, dude. I don't know if it was Canadian only show, but I'm pretty sure it was a Canadian made show as far as I knew anyway. If you watch that show in the US, that's awesome. Did not realize. The Raccoons was solid, yo. How could you tell I was Canadian? Was it from my accent? Yeah, Reboot. Oh, that's another good one. I remember going to Disneyland one time, and these people like called us out as being Canadians, and I asked them how they knew. Yeah, 1 death, it's not bad. I asked him how they knew, and he said it was from the accent. I'm thinking like, what? I sound just like you. Crazy Americans. Thank you. So this is just a long, annoying fight. Not inherently dangerous, just annoying. And long. I recently started rewatching all the Reboot with my kids. Used to watch Reboot, and then right after Reboot was Beasties, Beast Wars, Transformers, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so now, that was the last boss before the final boss, so we want to make sure that our stat ups are proper. Not so much for you, but you're gonna need a tickle more HP there, bruh. And we're also going to... Ooh, not that. We're going to make our second shield pack here. And away we go. I do not a boot. I do not a boot. Don't you give me that a boot garbage. I do not a boot, please. Please. Beast Wars was fire. Unfortunately, I missed a lot of the really, really late stuff on it. Which is another reason I want to rewatch all of that Beasties. A boot. Come on. Excuse me, sirs. Oh, whoops. That was the room. Back to the bathroom. Luckily you can enter this time with Vanish on, it's fine. Just not the first time. You there, sir. Come here. What? You destroyed the program? He's like, haha, I'm free. No more cleaning toilets for me. Giddy up. Don't see me. Do not see me. Thank you. Da 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 da. This is one thing that annoys me about Some RPGs, particularly this RPG. You talk to him, all movement stops, he talks, blah blah blah, and then the dialogue ends, and then he starts walking around again. But you gotta talk to him again to finish his dialogue. What a guy, what a guy. Like, I'm sorry, where's my key? What a boot the boats. They got big old steel toe boots. So she's just coming to the realization that she was kidnapped. He's like, haha, I am the true leader of the hackers. I'm impressed you got this far. And then she's like, excuse me, Gateau, this is the hacker fortress? And he's like, haha, I'm the leader. And she's like, the ruler? Oh, so you're the hacker ruler? That's right, haha, so I'm a prisoner? That's awful. And then she just shoves him. Goes flying out of the room. Why isn't she coming with us to fight the final boss? Who needs robots when you got Princess Tira, please? Bounce. Now I've never even heard of Shadow Raiders. It's back to Choco to get our final little bits before we go back to the final dungeon. You'll never guess what the ultimate weapon is. So apparently the dead body of Napoleon that this scientist dude took had some film on it that he was able to pull off. Oh, look, it's Johnny's 7th birthday party. Yeah, that was some super slap right there. So it turns out this, the fortress is a great weapon and it has this powerful reactor to charge the weapon, and if we blow up that reactor, we can Death Star this bad boy. The boy who looks like Rask is thwarting the plan. No, it's indifference. It's not love, it's indifference. It's actually condiments. The ultimate weapon is condiments. A little ketchup, a little mustard, a little blueberry jam, and we have ourselves some victory. Hello, sir. Good timing. Our secret weapon is finished. They're called jars. A red one, a yellow one, and a blue one. So take these jars and go blow up the reactor. Easy. Want no bread? Oh man, YTV with the old PJs. A lot of those guys went on to like other things. Like the one guy became a weatherman. I think that other dude started a music career. I'm ready. Let's go. First we gotta get a kiss from the princess. Yes, Phil. That's the guy I'm talking about. I remember him going on to do other stuff. He like moved into acting and stuff. And that other dude with the like white, I think he was a ginger, but he went on to do the weather. That Darren guy went on to act in some other like small Canadian made films. Okay, we need our rubber jacks. Let's line those up because we want those lined up. No, we want to put that on first. Why do I... What am I... What? Oh, it's the extra vanish. I'm like, why aren't the jars all lined up on the top right corner? But it's because we still have an extra vanish. I think this was definitely before FF6. Whoa, 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 bumpy, no! No! We got bumpied. I don't want to use my smokes. They're my smokes, you can't have them. Running's typically pretty good in this game. I want to say 50-50. And thank you for proving my point. Excuse me, little man. Go up. Oh my god, if you go down, bad things happen. Go up. Best line in the game, coming from the best character in the game right away here. These guys got caught, put in prison, because they're not good like us. Orders from the ruler. So he's still acting like he's working for the hackers when he has Mint and Kotetsu taken away. So as far as they understand that he's still bad and they're being taken away for whatever nefarious purposes. But then he's like, don't worry, they're being taken to a spaceship. But they didn't know that. He said that after they left. So what's to say they don't beat those two guards up and escape? He's like, I'm going. Going where? The wind has no destination. Ooh, so cool. I feel like a dweeb compared to how cool Blackmore is. So now we got the blue password, we head on up to this door. Bust on through and throw some condiments at the machine. I jumped up into that corner intentionally. Oh crap, why did I do that? That was dumb. To get past that first lightning cycle. And then we're going to use a smoke. Keep these fools from moving. Oh yeah, I couldn't know where the jar was. Come on, 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 go! One of the Japanese runners of slapstick recently put up a video showing buffered movement to get through this place without having to switch to your glasses and whatnot all the time. Which is nice, but I haven't really taken the time to learn it yet. The only thing I remember from it is moving up into that one corner there. As soon as you put the blueberry jam down, the whole place explodes. It's madness. Alright, let me hit this switch again. Oh, say goodbye to world record. It just went past. Well, I'm pretty happy with the pacing so far. We're on our way to fight the final boss right now. He's only a few rooms away. And there goes one of our vanishes. Boom. As soon as you trigger this event, the vanish disappears. But that's okay, we don't need it anymore. Which Final Fantasy movie? Spirits Within? Or we talking like AC? The robot just chucks us across the gap. Cool. Okay, so wait, what? What? Oh, what? Okay, apparently one of my vanishes ran out and I didn't notice. That's fine, that's fine. You got your shield pack. Okay, that's fine. What we're going to do instead, we're going to throw on the glasses. I would not have let that run out if I'd have noticed that the one vanish was gone. Not a huge deal though. It's just those ninjas that pose a problem. And this guy, if he wants to be a jerk and come all the way up like that. But his movement was based on my movement, so I just had bad movement in manipulating him. Alright, cool. We're there. We can turn off Purple City. Notice that red color is the same red color that flashes in this room? I liked Spirits Within as a sci-fi... Oh, what am I doing? As a sci-fi movie on its own, of course. So these red guys, they'll take away your run command. You'll know when my character flashes red if it happens. But we want to do triples on this bad boy. And hope for some back attacks. And hope that our triples are ready for back attacks. That's the most annoying thing. It's like he opens up for a back attack, but then one of these jerks takes away your triples like that. Oh, nice crit. If I were to crit this guy on a back attack with the triple, it would be like 800 something damage. So that's the other cool thing. Since even though I'm doing 3 hits, the first hit's gonna crit, and then it's just gonna add the crit effect to all the other 2 hits. Look at this. This is what this fight's supposed to look like. I swear to God, by this time, in the last marathon run I did of this game, I'd already died like 3 times. Because I died so much on this boss, which is just sort of abnormal, I was super low. Well, I wasn't even that low on repairs for the final boss. I had like 8 or something like that. And the final boss just decided that he wanted to kill me over and over and over again. Getting killed by one of those guys is not very common. You also don't want to be in the corner. I've been trapped in the corners before where they just keep oh, what a dick. They keep switching characters. Doesn't matter how many times I die. I got repairs for days. Normally I have like 10 or 12 when I start this fight. We have lots. Don't worry. We're in there. We're in there. But yeah, when I say in the corner, I mean like where this red guy is right now. You don't want to be in any of those corners. Because then they just sit there teleporting, switching, and never letting you out until you basically kill one of those dudes and they take forever to die. That might kill me. Oh my God, he's pushing me in the corner! I find it odd that all these deaths that happened so far have been from these dudes and not him. This big explosion attack is supposed to be the big one. That's the one that's going to kill you most of the time. But when you're Jin doing marathon runs, well, You just get killed by everything. Of course I can't get in there. And he took my run. And he killed me, of course. Well, 4 deaths so far, that's okay, I guess. Okay, don't move. Let me get that back attack. Don't move. Don't kill me either. No back attack, whatever. Oh, we don't even have run command. Jeez. I swear it carries through death. Now die! Max out our charge. And that's all the stats. It's funny it wakes just perfectly that I have all his 3 primary stats maxed out by the end of the game. It just works that way. I love it. Alright, let's go. Go into the machine. Now we're gonna put on shield pack. You can do the final boss with turbo pack. It's not a huge difference. You might see a couple more deaths, but you'll also save time in moving up towards the boss. Look at him, he's smiling. He can't see anything. I'm not a baby anymore. See? See your mother. She looks just like that robot chick. But she's not that robot chick. She's your mother. Clothes are different. So there's just some real dark, deep-seated stuff going on there with why he lives in a different house. Right? I should have just been like, die! And we'd have got that crit. And you're onto something. But this is still an okay pace, considering we had that really dumb death in the ghost house that cost us like 5 minutes. It is not a bad time at all. But I can't wait to start digging into the new route. Some of them sub-30s, man, they're gonna be sweet. Gâteau is cake. I know there's a Frenchman in chat somewhere, he can tell you. That's fine, I don't care if you guys talking about FF. You guys talk about whatever you want, man. We only here once, live your life. Enjoy it. Alright, get ready for the shortest loop in RPG history. So this boss has roughly 4,200 health or so. Maybe it was 52. We got this paladin. No problems. We got more than enough repairs for days. If we run out of repairs on this boss, then I'm retiring this game forever. Oh yeah, no, this gâteau is French. I assume you're talking about like Japanese. Dragon Quest XI looks gorgeous. I've never played a Dragon Quest game in my life. That attack shouldn't have killed me. I've never played a Dragon Quest game in my life aside from a little bit of the first one. But I want to play 11 something fierce. The game looks fantastic. So okay, he can do this attack, and of course it confused me. He can do this attack which can confuse you. Or he can switch between This attack is a high chance of... I'm probably going to die here. This attack has the highest chance of critting. And from behind, it's pretty much... Oh, nice. That's super lucky. So then he has 2 other attacks, or rather 3 other attacks. When we get to them, if we get to them, or you can just keep spamming the desert. Nice. If we get crits on this guy, it's like 800 something damage. We want crits. Pray for them crits. One of these days I will play through Dragon Quest or Dragon Warrior as it's called, for NES, the very first one. Just because it's sitting on my shelf and I've never played it. Boom. Okay, so then he's got these 2 fire and ice type elemental attacks. These are the ones that damage is reduced. Like they count as elemental, so if I were to have the shield 4, damage would be reduced. But obviously damage doesn't really matter since we only have 1 HP. But for PJ's new route, he comes rolling in here with about 30 HP. And he takes like no damage from these attacks. It's still... New route is still heavily reliant on evasion. But he opts for a little bit more HP and a little less charge. His charge isn't that important. As you can see, he spends so long switching turns after an attack that it doesn't really matter. Unless he decides to spam his ram attack. The old red-tipped unicorn poker. Please don't kill me. Every time I see this phase, like this sand phase with those dudes with the cannons, that's what I worry about. Crit deaths. But what we want is the ram attack. That's the fastest thing he can do. If he rams us and we get the ting and not get knocked back, that's the ideal RNG. A bunch of those and some crits and we're good to go. Is that thing a nose? Don't ask. Let's see. Let's just say it's a nose. Yeah. Yeah. You notice that the cables in the back have been cut. Bam! He's coming unhinged. Now the only thing that coming in here with the turbo pack would help is doing that walk back up to him after you get knocked back with the ram attack, but it's not worth the extra, or the lack thereof, of evasion. We want that extra bit of evasion. Yeah, what we don't want is a lot of this. So obviously switching scenes takes a lot of time. Okay, how many times have we died so far? Twice? This is pretty standard RNG. If you watched the Quest for Glory run, I don't even know what happened there. Don't even know. Twice we got absolutely horrendous RNG on this boss. Worst I've ever seen. And that attack has the lowest chance of killing me. Ting. Yeah, it's a pretty long fight just because of all the scene changing all the time. But you notice he doesn't try and use that explodey attack very often, the one that confuses you. But he does seem to use it more often if you're further away. But if you're standing right in front of him, it doesn't seem like he uses it as much. I don't know if that's a thing or if that's just coincidence or what. But he can't have too much left in him. Gateau was a guy who came from the other planet who was hunting the Tetron so that he could create a powerful device to power his fortress thing. Boom! And we don't like the bad guys, and that's the story of Gateau. And that's Robotrek. And I think this is my last run of the marathon. I may or may not be back tomorrow evening for the Secret of Evermore race, but if we can't find another commentator, I may have to drop out of the race and do commentary, which is fine anyway, because I'm not nearly as skilled as those other boys, and I don't do a lot of the minor time saves that they do, so I'll be using very pleb strats if I am in the race. But what I do get to do is the honor and privilege of announcing the next run. The legend, my king, Mr. LaHulk himself, doing Soul Blazer plus Illusion of Gaia simultaneous run, 2 games, 1 controller, the very run that inspired me to do my Secret of Evermore, Secret of Mana combo run. It is going to be a treat. You want to see a 2 games run proper, this is it. And if you're familiar with those games, neither of them is a very easy speedrun. They both can be pretty dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. So for him to be able to concentrate on both with the hostility that's going to be around in both games, oh man, what a god gamer.